Da na 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 ba na 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 na. Mirepoix combat. Can't believe we didn't take a shot to start this off, but welcome back everybody to the Mirepoix episode 40. Doing a whole lot of fun wine. Got one of our favorite guests joining us. We are here to produce y'all some great episode. And as always, the Mirepoix is a flavor base in the French culinary world of onions, carrots, celery, reduced down a little bit of butter and fat. And our Mirepoix is our charm, our excitement, our expertise, simmered down by you, the viewer, to create the base to a wonderful conversation to hopefully help you increase quality of life, have some fun, inspire you to get some good food and good wine, good drink in your life. And as always, I am Gilberto Casimiro Valdez Arias, the Guild Master for the Guild, a collection of highly talented individuals to bring a party to you, whether it's event planning, project management, or anything in between. And my co-host, as always, is...
Buddy, this is Chef Kais from the Chef Kais Experience, where we provide the best luxurious dining experience in the comfort of your own home or the environment of your choosing, meaning that we bring our services to you. And we also have our very special guest coming in for a second time on the Mirepoix.
Hold on,
This is Adesua. Please introduce yourself, ma'am.
Oh, thank you. Please stop. Hi, I'm Adesua. I'm the owner of Asukar. We are a luxury custom pastry company, and we also have a brand new cafe that's doing wonderful things here at Oaks Ranch.
Big
So
ups to that.
I have to say, make an important announcement tonight. Really important for
Oh.
nutrition.
Oh.
Today is my brother-in-law, who has been in my life since I was probably 12. It is his 40th birthday. And since
wow.
episode 40, happy birthday, Peter.
Happy birthday, brother-in-law.
I hope you had a great day today, Peter. I hope you enjoyed your fancy dinner. I can't wait to hear all about it.
That's awesome.
Dude,
Gemini season.
I was about to say, it really is Gemini
for
season
Gemini
out
season,
here.
man. That is awesome. Congratulations to your brother. And yeah, man, we have a very special episode. First, shout out to Juneteenth, the year that we got known of our freedom, or the day that we were made known for our freedom for us colored folks out here, man. So it's a beautiful time to be celebrating our Independence Day. What's y'all take on Juneteenth? Were you always aware of Juneteenth, or is that something that was... Because I'm not from Texas. So Alabama, we're big on civil rights. It's the birthplace of the civil rights movement. And out of all the things that we learned in conjunction to civil rights and freedom and whatnot, Juneteenth was something I didn't learn about until moving to Texas. So,
Yeah, I think it really is I don't know if it's a all of South thing or if it really was just a Texas, that's when they were known or notified that like, hey, by the way, Abraham did this thing, so be free and marry. But I feel like in Texas, I was like, I'm not going to say beat into it, but we were taught about it in Texas history and all that. And I didn't even move here till like middle school, so one of the first things I learned.
I grew up in Europe, so I had no clue.
oh, wow.
I was like a whole new world.
A whole new world.
I knew nothing about it,
Growing
so
up in Europe.
I did grow up in Europe. So I
With
never learned
facts.
we learned like the highlights of American history, but we didn't learn we learned more European history.
Y'all didn't learn all about us?
Yeah.
They didn't shove our history down y'all's throat? Like,
By the way, this is the United States.
Exactly. You know what's sad is like we learned. I learned all of like the European countries, like the map. Like, you know, you learn your state. My daughter right now is learning her states, and I don't know what states. I can't even tell you all the capitals because I didn't learn that. I learned European countries and their capitals, so it's just very different. I mean, I think they taught us like where Texas and the big things are, but it wasn't like as big of a focus as it is here, where she's been spending the last 3 years learning the states.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, are there states in Europe?
No, countries.
Yeah. Just a random question. But on that note, though, what do y'all think of Juneteenth now, then? You know, knowing where it started for our pasts, how does Juneteenth feel in San Antonio, Texas right now? How's today for y'all?
I mean, last year we actually threw an event for Juneteenth at Joker. Shout out to my good friend Martha, who used to be the owner of Joker. You remember Jokers? Yeah, it was a bar next to Bar America, something like that.
Yeah.
She allowed us to take over her venue. And it was, I think last year we celebrated it on, maybe it wasn't last year, the year before last, where they celebrated it during Fiesta. Fiesta got moved into the summertime.
Oh, yeah.
Or the year before.
Yeah, so one of her busiest days, she allowed us to be able to bring in some local filmmakers, artists, poets, and things like that. We serve some food. And it's just really cool. Some of the foods that are associated with Juneteenth would be, of course, watermelon, jambalayas, red velvet cake, fried chicken, things that are synonymous to our history, our culture, and the diaspora of black food. We were able to celebrate it. You also see parts of where, people making money, the big corporate. Walmart had a huge issue a couple of years ago where they were making Freedom ice cream.
Oh.
Y'all remember that when that was a thing? Yeah, Walmart came out with.
I don't go to Walmart.
Oh.
There's always first off, there's always, I don't care what time you go at 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. There's some kid in there with no shoes on and no shirt on. I promise you, I don't know where I don't go there.
What was it? The people of Walmart?
It's people.
I go to Walmart for a very specific thing. I haven't seen a kid shoeless and.
You gotta pay attention. There's no employees. Nobody works there.
Dude, there's a certain sense of dread of being at a Walmart at like 2 or 3 in the morning when it's just empty. All you hear is like the sound, that sterile sound of the white lights. Just,
See, and they put those bright lights in there. They added those extra bright lights as if they think that we're gonna get confused that it's Target, but we're not confused. We know where we're at.
We know where we're at.
That was my prime time for shopping at Walmart. The 2 a.m.s. I miss those times.
Yeah, that's why I love the H-E-B off Wurzbach, because that was a 24-hour H-E-B. It was right down the street from my apartment, and I do my shopping at 2 or 3 in the morning,
Yeah.
And we're industry people. We're not.
That's the only
we
time
don't have any time.
That was the best time, man. You're in there with whatever clothes you got on, you slumped, your back hurting, your apron is still on, you got food all over your shirt. It doesn't even matter because everybody else does too. That's in there.
I'll say usually though, I'm just shoeless and shirtless in Walmart though.
Because you're the problem.
Yeah.
That's the guy you're talking about. That's the kid that grew up.
It's been me every time. Hey, that's what.
You. There's always one. There's always one. I promise you that. Anyways, I'm sorry. Back to your story about going to Walmart about the ice cream.
But that's
so wait, what is Freedom Ice Cream? What was that?
I want to say it was a red velvet cake.
Dude, it was
flavor.
red velvet cake at Walmart. That's problematic.
Let's see. Freedom ice cream.
Fact check.
Ice cream.
Dude, also, I'm sorry, I cannot hold back. Voss water. Okay, so. Today's episode is a very special episode based around doing a wine tasting with 2 amazing chefs, with 2 amazing sommeliers, with people that have been drinking wine and having their fun and have been doing this professionally for years and years and years, and letting y'all kind of dive into what does a tasting look like at the at the highest level, so to say, and how do we find our inspiration, how do we build menus out of it. Of course, special shout outs to Slate Theory for providing the wine for this tasting, providing this wine for this dinner that of course we'll let Adeswa dive into. But the thing that has me most excited was I found me some Voss water. I used to work at Bohannon's way back in the day, and we would sell Voss water for $3 a pop. And it was one of those like, you can do whatever you want at Bohannon's, but don't drink the Voss water unless you buy it. And I felt a certain level of respect once I finally started my journey with wine, where the manager was doing a wine tasting, was a sommelier with us, and he goes, "Oh yeah, go grab water." And so I grabbed them all the Voss water because they're the managers, and then I grabbed myself tap water because I was the lowly peasant server. And then that's when the manager looked at me and was like, "No, Gilbert, you're doing a wine tasting with us. Go grab yourself some Voss." And it just, to me, wine tasting is synonymous now with Voss water. And I do enjoy me some Voss water. So did y'all find it? What is Freedom Ice Cream?
Yeah, it was red velvet.
It was red velvet.
Yeah.
You were right.
Dude, that's so problematic. What's the background? What's wrong with selling red velvet ice cream?
Because Walmart took something and then they commercialized it and made money off of it on the backs of
If that is the story of June as a whole,
that's just America.
Like June,
it's America.
Yeah.
So what do you expect them? I feel like it would have been problematic if they never acknowledged Juneteenth.
I personally do not take offense to them making ice cream.
Yeah.
I don't find that. I'm not offended by that by any means. At least you did something. I think that's the problem is people either you're gonna do something with this or you're not gonna do anything at all. And at least they said, hey, look, let's do it. Now they could have done it in a better way. Maybe they could have
gave the
with
proceeds or something.
Right, maybe gave the proceeds away, or work with some smaller African American owned ice cream shop to help them produce it. Like they could have done something to like probably put a story on it, but I'm sure also too they were rushing to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So I respect it. I'm not offended personally. Don't hate me.
I mean, Target got a whole like line of Juneteenth like clothes.
Dude, and that to me is like I said, that's June as a whole. Whether it's Pride Month, whether it's Juneteenth, to me, June has become more about spending money than Black Friday is. You know,
Christmas.
Yeah, like you have to. Oh, you are canceled if you don't go out and buy Pride specific stuff or Juneteenth specific things, because that's what you're supposed to do in June. Goddammit, is spend money, feed the corporate system, or else you're problematic.
I just have a problem with all holidays that get over commercialized personally. Like, do y'all even know what you're celebrating? And I say that because like in Germany there's so many holidays, like German holidays, that they don't even know what the holidays are anymore. So I think like the emphasis should not be on the ice cream or the meal or anything like that. It should be on like, okay, well what are we speaking about?
Yeah.
And what are we really gonna do about it, and where are we gonna go? Because there's social issues that are still continuing today that I think that we could have taken a stance on, but we're not.
Well, I think these stores hold so much of the climate of these holidays.
Yep.
Like, what makes Christmas Christmas? Where you go in every store, they're playing Christmas music, they got the decorations. What makes Thanksgiving or Halloween? It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, that's just kind of a part of the culture. And, I mean, what else do you expect? Like, they're a corporation for a reason. They make money off of these holidays. Like, that's their very, so, I mean,
and honestly, I feel like I'm not innocent either, you know, when it comes to whenever I see a holiday coming up, especially in the world we're in, is always like, okay, what special event can I throw? What special menu can I put together? How can I advertise or market or ride this wave to benefit my business, you know? And like y'all said earlier, it's not about what you're doing, it's about how you're doing it, in the sense of like, you know, versus, hey, we've mass produced this ice cream, give us your money because we slapped a special label on it, versus are we giving a story, the history, or I'm a big proponent of local, you know, whatever it might be, whatever you're trying to profit off of, or whatever you're trying to enhance or be a part of, should always be based around the local community. You know, if you're gonna do a Juneteenth event, what does Juneteenth mean to San Antonio? You know, what does it mean to the people here, and how can we put it together?
Look at that, the buckhorn. It was like the first countertop that was integrated in our city. Like, you know, like doing something over there like that just would be cool. I don't know. I just feel like you said, shop local, do small businesses, because we all are one. Yeah. You know, but that's where I would say put your money. Like I think it's less on. I don't fault Walmart. I don't fault any big corporation for making money, because that's what we're all out here trying to do. But I do think like we could, as a consumer, you have the power to put your money into different people's pockets. So like, you know, look for those different businesses that you feel support what you're viewing.
Yeah, that's the bigger thing. If you don't like it, just don't pay for it. Like,
exactly. I don't think you need to cancel it.
Yeah.
Vote with your dollars.
Did you try the red velvet ice cream? Was it good?
Yeah, so I don't like sweets. I'm not a sweets person. But I saw it, you know. I just saw that it was a big deal. Oh my God, Juneteenth, Walmart's making money off of this holiday, and I'm just like,
y'all are just mad because you didn't think about it
I'm
first.
saying,
I'm mad I don't have an ice cream, but don't worry, next year. Red velvet double chocolate swirl.
Hey, shout out to Paco Jet.
Thanks for the good idea.
Anyways, on that note, we always like to kick things off to let y'all know what we've been up to and what we've been getting rolling. And I'm still working on putting together some events. I've been meeting with my team. Obviously, the stuff coming up is a lot more exciting than the stuff that happened, because I am not going to lie, I have been in such an energy slump lately where, like, I woke up today after sleeping like almost 9 hours, which is wild because I normally only ever get 4 to 5 hours of sleep. And it felt like that 9 wasn't enough. I was so lethargic. I was like, oh. And that's how I felt this entire week. I feel like I've been procrastinating everything. I've been low energy, and even the things I do, it kind of feels like I'm just going through the motions to get it done, as opposed to actually like investing myself in it. Which honestly, I feel like that's always the key to getting out of the slumps, is just investing yourself into whatever you're doing and try-harding. But yeah, it's been my week, man. It has been a lazy river week for me, and there ain't nothing wrong with the lazy river. How about you, Kais? What you got? What's been your week?
Boy, so I turned 31.
Jesus.
Must be I don't even know.
Did I miss your birthday?
I swear to God, I'm gonna hear
Thursday.
this Delaney.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
I gotta bake you a
Do you have
cake.
any duct tape?
Do I have any duct tape? Let me check real quick.
Jesus Christ.
Trent, get back here, Trent.
You guys keep me covered.
We don't have duct tape, bro.
We don't have duct tape? Okay. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. We do not have any duct tape.
Next neighbor, thank you.
Next neighbor.
Jesus. As I was saying, yeah, 31st birthday. So
Happy birthday!
It was,
Snaps for that.
found out that one of my closest, dearest clients passed away the night before my birthday.
Aw.
So it's kind of a bittersweet moment. Shout out to Mrs. Sherry Blake. Always show love. It was one of my day ones. And we kind of had an episode talking about the price of quality. She was one of the ones that didn't even flinch. I threw one of my biggest numbers at her. And my first year of business wasn't anybody. I always been somebody, but just most people need to see your credentials or who have you done, checking for you, making sure you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's and all that. Nah, she just believed from day one, and just always been that type of person. So found out she passed away, bittersweet moment. Anyways, we had rapper Mike Dimes that Friday. We actually celebrated the same birthday. He celebrated the day afterwards. So we took care of him and his team, his family. Very interesting time. It was a cool time.
To say the least.
But afterwards, the real party happened when me and my boy Desmond, Sammy the bartender, my family, went to a bar. My friend Erica, who's a bartender at Cootie's Tavern. By the way, shout out to them because they have some really good food there. We had the fish and chips, buffalo fries.
Dude, that is the most surprising part. One of my buddies used to bartend over at Cootie's, and whenever I would go visit, this was like 6 years ago.
Where is Cooties?
It's
Over by North Star-ish.
Jones, Maltzberger.
It's dry.
Yeah.
And it really
it
is.
dry.
It is the textbook definition of a hole in the wall.
It is,
Like,
but for
totally
the
tucked away,
for the
random.
older crowd of San Antonio.
How old are you? Oh, 31.
Yeah, but these people were much older than me. But they figured, for the bar to be able to be more successful because they're going through a drought.
Cheers.
Saying we got to get some food here. They even offered me a position. I'm like, nah, this is not my scene at all. I wouldn't mind doing a pop up there. But by the way, like I said, the food there was actually pretty good. But my friend Erica got us turned. So turned, we had to leave vehicles there. My girl was pissed. She had to come pick me up and drop off me and Desmond home. Desmond lives in Shirts.
Nice.
Oh, wrong direction.
Yeah, so that was a 2-hour drive for her. So shout out to you, baby, for being the MVP that night. It's not taken for granted. I do appreciate it. I know you're still pissed, maybe. I don't know. But anyways, that was kind of...
You only turned 31 once.
I swear, 31 is the new 21. So
Damn right.
Turned up. That was my catch up. And what about for you, Mrs. Adeswo?
It's been a while since we've seen you. What's been going on? What's been rolling?
Well, we have a cafe. That was cool. We did some really cool things this weekend. This past week, we had our very first dinner, like tasting dinner. So we had 32 people. It's great. Thank you.
Heck yeah.
We had 16 on the first day, 32 on the second day, sold out completely, which was wonderful. We hosted with Devil's River Whiskey, so shout out to them for supporting and coming in and being the very first sponsor. And my good friend Lauren Reyes for stopping by and sharing knowledge and making it a really exceptional dinner. And we had, I don't know, did y'all ever go to Soho downtown back in the day?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So Adam Dwayne Clay is the bartender there. Me and him are really good friends, and he's over at the Richter. He's actually opening his own bar downtown. So he made all 5 drinks. So we did a dinner. Kai's don't faint. I did a tasting dinner, and I did it for $55. Okay. I taste it because he's like 3,000.
Wait, 55 for what?
5 courses, 5 cocktails. It was a really good value. It was super simple. I know you hate me. He's like you should try.
I'm impressed. Is what I am thinking. Like
no, it's smart. I'll show you how to price it out.
Yeah,
but anyway,
I'll show
Put us on game, all right. Put us on game.
Yeah. So I really want to, but my thing that I want to keep doing with the cafe is we're gonna, now the people that came were like, we want a supper club. So I think we're gonna actually end up starting some form of a supper club where they have a subscription and you get some things for it.
Yeah.
But I do want the dinners to stay about like no more than between $55 and $75 is my goal, to keep them like really affordable. So everybody has access to a great experience and a cool spot. You get to hang out.
I'm there.
Drink
I want to
me.
be a part of that supper club. Like,
You need to be a part of my supper
I
club.
want to be like a guest, like not
You are.
like a.
You just want to come sit down and actually eat, and not cook.
No.
You know what I mean? Like there's a fire. You know, there's a fire guy. She's fine. She's
I mean, I'll definitely step in and help wherever I'm needed. But damn, $55.
It was 55. So yeah, it was 5 courses. Our main meal was I made the short ribs and grits.
Whew,
That's now
$55
that's now on our permanent menu for $25. You can come get it. You can come try it every weekend.
Yo, and
real quick.
Yeah.
Would you consider grits a form of gruel?
No.
God damn.
So Gilberto has this idea to have a whole restaurant concept called Gruel.
And just have different gruels. I love gruel. Gruel is the best food on earth.
What's a gruel? Tell me about it.
Just like gruels and slops, okay, but see, the word slops makes it sound real bad. But
So
I'm
is
thinking
gruel.
things like grits, oatmeal, mashed potatoes,
He said-
polenta. Like, you ever been to that polenta joint in New York City where they literally, when you sit down, they just slop a bunch of polenta on the table and all you order is stuff to add onto it? That could be fucking slops right there.
There's
Gruels and
one way to
slops.
find out. Pop-up dinner coming to you soon.
Yeah.
Come
Let us
come
know
get
how you
some
like
Gilly
that.
slop.
As a person that I really like to articulate how great the food is, and that's what I wanted to highlight with your menu. I feel like you gave really great definition and characteristics to the titles of the food that was selling me. I think you said like velvety.
So it's a short rib and velvety grits. So that was our main. We had this. It was really fun. It was. This is like definitely something like in Kai's wheelhouse that he does all the time, and I respect that. And you were definitely one of my you inspired me to like do it, because I was like, I can't do that. Then I was like, screw it, I can figure it out, right?
Yeah.
And I think before, because we've been talking like probably for like over a year about doing one together, but I think it was because I have my own insecurity. Like I didn't think I could pull it off. And then finally I was like, I can do this.
Yeah.
And so we did it, and it was really not that bad. It was actually really phenomenal, but it was really fun to sit down and think about like, okay, what story do I want to tell in this food? So we had like our first course was a smoked peach burrata shortcake, like a fan strawberry shortcake.
Oh,
We made,
oh my god, yo!
But it's just crazy, like what we came up with, like what I came up with, like literally in 4 hours. And I never I asked him before this week started. I was like, do you test your recipes? Because I didn't test anything. It was all concepts in my head that I was like, when we make it, I'll figure it out. We did like a shortcake. We took, I made a peach jam. We make all of our jams from scratch. I made our peach jam, and then I took some peaches and I cold smoked them on my Traeger for like literally 12 hours. So they got really nice and smoky flavor. And then I peeled them and chopped them or sliced them, and I macerated them like we do our berries. And then we put some burrata on that and some smoked sea salt. And people somebody emailed me today, like, dude, I'm still dreaming about that.
Yo,
we had a salad, like our salad.
I'm dreaming about it now.
Our salad was just like, it was like goat cheese that we rolled in some fresh herbs. We put some spicy. I love arugula, so that's every salad has arugula.
Yup.
But arugula, and then we put like spicy nuts on it and orange vinaigrette, and people were raving about that. Like, the grits, people loved it. Now that's on the menu permanently, I think. And then what was the other one? Oh, did a fishy swirl, and people were like, never had that. And
What is it?
A fishy swirl, like a cold soup, potato and leek soup. And I put buttermilk in it just for some acid, and then we added like herbs to it, so it's just a little bit different.
Yo, you're making me hungry.
Yeah,
I think we're all hungry right
saying.
now.
I know we're so cool.
I was over here.
Caius is over here cooking some freaking. I walked in, I'm like, and Gil got like bread for us, and I'm like, I smell something. I know there's food in this house. I know.
That's food for the roux right
I'm
there.
like, so what's going on? And he's like, I got some short ribs in the oven. I was like, oh, when they go in? He's like 5. I'm like, okay, cool. It's 8:30. They're done.
Yeah, she was like, is this for something, or are you just making it?
Is this for us? Like, what is this?
You can have it.
Look,
Like,
we're trying to clear out the freezer and the fridge right now.
I wish y'all could smell what I'm smelling right now, because it's real good.
Dude, that's gonna be the catchphrase of the Mirepoix. I wish I could smell
I
what
wish
I'm
you could
smelling.
smell what I'm smelling right now.
Unfortunately, we ain't got nothing like that for the food today. In reality, it's all just a bunch of palate cleansers, because again, we're doing a wine tasting. As Adeswa mentioned, she's been doing this little supper club. The next supper club is going to feature Slate Theory Winery and their wine. So we figured the brainstorming sesh we would put on the interwebs for y'all to see, for y'all to check out and be like, oh man, this is how they do it, this is how they think, this is how they go. And then of course, since we have 5 different wines we're going through, I got all the palate cleansers the brain could think of. I got some bananas in there because those fatty proteins will absorb all the tannins and make their way off your tongue. There's apples and pears in there to get something crispy, to get everything fleshed out. We got crackers, breads, and tortilla chips because those are all the greatest palate cleansers. And then there's some pickled ginger just because I was walking through H-E-B and I was like, oh, ginger, that's a palate cleanser. I'll grab some of that. So we got plenty of options to keep our palate clear as we go through 5 different wines. And to dive right into it, the first wine that we have up for us is a stainless steel Viognier, of course, from Slate Theory. Stainless steel is what they aged it in. It takes about 6 to 7 months altogether to bring it to life. Viognier is the name of the grape. Now, one of the special things about Slate Theory is they use nothing but Texas grapes, or let me rephrase that because I got into a huge argument with someone yesterday. Nothing but grapes that are grown in Texas. Viognier is a grape that originates in France, but is now growing here in the high plains of Texas. And this one specifically, they're getting out of the Texas high plains or by Lubbock from Ready Vineyards. So without further ado, I'm going to pass this around because unfortunately, while I may be Mr. Fantastic, I'm not Mr. Stretchy, so I definitely cannot make my way through. For those that want to follow along at home, you can look up the Deductive Wine Tasting Guide from the Court of Master Sommeliers. It's a pretty good way to start off. The image that you'll find, or the guide, will pretty much already have a bunch of stuff filled in that'll let you know all the buzzwords. However, as I hope we go through this tasting, y'all are able to see those words are nothing more than buzzwords. Whatever you taste in your wine, whatever inspires you, whatever notes you get off of it is your story to tell. You can't say something tastes like honeydew if you've never eaten a honeydew before. And I think that's one of the biggest things that scares people when it comes to wine tastings, is they want to use all the buzzwords, but they don't know how and when to use them. So I'll hear people throwing out stuff like, oh yeah, you can really get the forest floor on this one. And I'm just like, have you ever been to a forest? Have you ever smelt the forest floor? Or are you just saying that because you can? And just like different things like that. Like my personal favorite is black currant. How often I'll hear someone say, oh yeah, getting notes of black currant in here? And I'm just like, define that. Do you know what it looks like? Do you know what it is? Which, don't get me wrong, I'm all for trying to bullshit people, but let's, be a little more authentic while I do these things. Oh, and then off to the side, for those that were seeing me play with this earlier, it's just coffee grounds. As important as to clear your tongue palate, you also want to clear your nose palate. And so I have the rich, strong coffee grounds to kind of power through whatever we've been smelling to kind of get us rolling that way. So
let me ask y'all this real quick. You about to go into something, bro?
No. I was gonna ask how in depth or how nerdy y'all want to make this, or if we want to make this a more relaxed wine tasting in the sense that we just drink.
I'm not even gonna read the paper. I'm just gonna tell you what I think.
Yeah.
You can fact check me.
Hey.
See if that degree paid off.
Come on, Mrs. Europe.
I got it. Well,
European.
I'm a Somm. I got it. What were you gonna say before I say what?
Yeah, you got a question.
Well, I was just gonna kind of help the conversation with asking you guys what was your intro to wines in general.
Voss water, baby.
Okay.
Well, hold on. I want to hear Adeswa's story first. Was this at the ripe young age while you were in Europe?
Probably.
Raised by sommeliers or?
No.
Oh.
I don't know. Like my family always had wine. We lived in Europe, so we went around to a lot of wineries as kids. But I don't think I had an appreciation for it. When I went to Cordon Bleu, my dad, part of me going, the deal was that I had to get every diploma. And so the Somm degree,
wow.
The wine art management degree was the third thing that he was like, you have to get that. You can go, but you have to get that too. And so that was the last program that I took. And it wasn't until I was in Hope Madoc at Mr. Nini's house making wine for my stage. I had a 3-month stage in Bordeaux to make wine during wine season.
Wow.
In the middle of our class. And that's when I said, I don't drink red wine. I don't like wine. I'm not really here for it. And he was like, you can drink anything out of my cup. Like, I don't care what year, what it is. Like, don't even ask. Open a bottle. By the time that you leave here, you're gonna appreciate wine. Like, you're gonna have appreciation for good wine. And literally, by the time I left there, I was like, okay, I might not. I know now. I know exactly what I like. Like, I'm not a Chardonnay person. Like, I don't like oaked whites. But things like this, like, I like how this wine is very like crisp.
Yeah.
The high acid in it. Like, it's a smart play on wine. Yeah, it's
Semi-sweet,
refreshing.
Yeah.
So, you find what you like, but you can appreciate it all. I think that's what's important, is to have an appreciation for it.
And just like I said, you find what you like. How often I'll hear, you know, the blanket, oh, I don't like wine, or oh, I don't like this, or I don't like that. And, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I was very much so the exact same way. Like, even before I would try something, I'd be like, nah, I don't like it. I don't even want to taste it. I already know I don't like it. That's not me. That's not who I am. And to that end, it's been one of those things that even if you know you don't like something because you've had it 18 times before, the 19th time it might be produced differently, you know? Someone might say, you know what, I know you hate chicken, but I'm gonna smoke the chicken this time. And all of a sudden you're like, yo, this chicken was good. And so that has kind of carried me through life and really helped my journey go, because my journey for being an old sommelier and diving into wine is literally out of shame, you know, because I chased that all-American dream, went to college, went to university, came back, tried working that corporate life, couldn't stand it, went back to the service industry because I really do enjoy the job of being a professional partier. Getting paid to put on a show is a wonderful, you know, living for me. And then I start seeing everyone on Instagram, start seeing everyone online, getting their corporate jobs, getting their promotions, buying their houses, buying their Teslas, etc., etc. And I'm sitting there just like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I need to do this professionally. What does a professional server look like? And just Googling that brings up nothing but sommelier, 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 fine dining, fine dining, fine dining. So I went to Bohannon's, jumped into the world of fine dining, threw myself in head first, started working my 7 days a week, promising myself I'm gonna make something of myself. And the light that was shining at the end of the tunnel was wine. You know, yeah, if you get a Somm 1, that's essentially your high school diploma. If you get a Somm 2, you got your bachelor's degree. You get your Somm 3, you're a master's. If you get a Somm 4, man, you are a doctorate, and you will find work and money wherever you go. And that's what really started the journey for me. Shout out Fabian Jacobs, rank 3 Somm. Genius of a man, and that dude spoke like 12 languages. Was this Frenchman who'd worked on cruise ships, fine dining, everything. And he made wine really easy and really fun for me to dive into, to learn. And this deductive tasting guide that I'm using, I remember how often he would just be like, just throw that away. You'll know what you taste. Like, literally, you can smell it, and you don't need those buzzwords. Make up your own buzzwords and be relevant to what you're doing, and that's how you will learn. He was the first person that took me to a farmer's market and was like, yo, just smell all this stuff. Like, go up, grab the apple, and like, oh yeah, that's what an apple smells like, you know, and really start building your palate, and that's how you do it. And that was the start of my journey. That was the start of my life into the world of wine, and what got me rolling. Now, you know, 12 years later, I'm out here helping out winery, getting their businesses rolling and helping them come up, which is really weird to say I work at a quote-unquote startup winery when they're like investing millions and millions and millions of dollars, and it's like, are you really a startup?
Starting somewhere. What about you, Kai?
So, I've been in the service industry for about 8 years now, I want to say. 8, 9. Now I'm 31, I think 9 years. Damn, it's crazy. Almost a decade. But yeah, my first, at the time, my first fancy restaurant that I worked at was Olive Garden.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to Darden, man. Darden made me the man that I am today.
Me too.
But,
Darden, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Darden Restaurants.
Oh.
But even as a server at Darden, I think the training was like a month long. And they went through this extensive training of learning about different wines, because they're really big about you being able to sell a bottle of wine. You know, if you don't ever realize, but every time you go to Olive Garden, they're trying to offer you a bottle of wine. Hey, can I get you a sample of this, or can you taste this, and X, Y, Z? So And at the time, I'm thinking like, man, I'm somebody. I'm learning about these wines, bro. These Moscatos and
Dude, what the
Charlottes,
easiest way to feel
Robert
fancy.
Mondavi and all these, California wines and whatnot. Moving forward, going through the ranks of the restaurant world, I landed a job at Fleming's Steakhouse, and I tell y'all this story quite a bit about how I came in as the server. I've been a server, trainer, bartender. I had all these restaurant industry accolades. I'm thinking I can go into a prime steakhouse and should be able to walk right into service or being a server. They said, no, buddy, we're going to put you as a server assistant. But first, we want you to learn all these wines and whatnot. So they gave me a book to study, and I studied these wines. I had note cards learning about how the olfactory senses makes the difference with how the things taste. Learning about terroirs and just all that, the essence of wine, right?
The nerdy shit.
The nerdy shit, right?
Yeah.
And all just to find out that we're not gonna bring you to the position that you came here for. So I ended up leaving the job, but just there's different parts of my life where wine was essential to that level that I was at, or the job position that I was at the time. So wine has been a cool thing for my life. I never had to get super nerdy with it. I like to make it fun. I think it's
dude. That's the only way, is to be having some fun with it.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes it more approachable to people, because this is just, at the end of the day, it's just grape juice.
Yeah.
We can call it what we want. It's been aged. It's been sitting in oak barrels for X amount of years, and it came from here. At the end of the day, it's grape juice. So, but that was my intro to wines.
Hey, dude, real quick shout outs to my family, because they in here in chat just ranking gruels. There's either like, yeah, I'm gonna go grits 1, oatmeal 2, cream of wheat. Nah, that's nobody wants
Cream
no
of
cream
wheat
of
is
wheat.
like the best thing in the wide world. Oh my gosh. I'll make you some cream of wheat.
All right, hey, if that's the thing.
Some cream of wheat.
Now let me ask you this: how would you turn cream of wheat into something that you would pair this wine with?
Well, this wine, I think cream of wheat would work well, because this wine's like highly acidic. It has a lot of green apple. Like the traditional like Boerne, like the flavor profile that you get, like that honeysuckle, I'm not getting it. I'm getting more like a crispy green apple, lemon juice, very acidic. So I think any type with that, you want to pair it with something very fatty, that you can cut the fat with. So therefore, I would probably do like grits or cream of wheat with heavy cream in them, and then maybe add some like dried cherries
Ooh.
or something like that.
No, honestly, that's pretty much exactly what I'd written down for my food. I'd put cream cheese, something with cream cheese, something baked or toasted, maybe even a brie, and getting some fruits incorporated with it to kind of roll with it. Because to me, like, when it comes to making pairings and things like that, I only ever go one of two ways. Either A, the build-up, where I take similar flavors and let them weave together, like, oh, you take a sip and then a bite and then a sip and then a bite, and it just keeps on cascading through your mouth, just punching it in, pause. Or I go exact opposite, where if I have something like, okay, the wine is super, super acidic, I'm gonna go super, super fatty, and have them contrast each other to where, when you take the bite of one, it shocks your palate so much that then the follow-up, you get to really taste it, enhance it. And it's always really tough for me deciding when to do that, because ultimately all this stuff is just personal preference. Yeah. All your notes, all your tastings, and all your pairings are just, hey, this is what I want to eat with it, this is what I want to drink with it, and this is what I taste.
I think I would like to see your smoky peach burrata with this one.
Yeah, that would work well.
I think that would be
I think it'd be good too.
Yeah, honestly, and it's crazy the psychology behind it, because like, if y'all didn't notice, ain't none of us was talking about what we were smelling or tasting while we were going through it in our own way, in our own look. Because the moment you say something, it's like when you point out a yellow Ferrari, all of a sudden you're seeing yellow Ferraris all over the road, It's like when you're like, man, I never see yellow cars. For the next week, there's nothing but yellow cars. There's a big psychology behind that. And it's the same when you're tasting wine, If we would have jumped in with all of us just screaming out, oh, I smell this, oh, I taste that, eventually we would all be agreeing on the same 3 words. And then when you mentioned that smoky burrata, that's what's been sitting in my head now with it, and that's like, all turn around there. But I'm sure that would be hella good with this.
But I do think like you have from a tasting perspective, like there's wrong and right. I hate to say it to you, like there's a science to it. Like when we got our degree, we were tested by some of the best homes in the world, and temperature is a really big player. Like if your wines are too cold, too hot, it'll definitely mess you up, and it'll make things not be right. Like on my exam, I remember I got my wine and I said it was too cold, and I held it, and they never responded to me. I just had to go in there and do my blind tasting and walk out, and I had to go from the grape to the vintage to who made it to like, I mean, I had to drill down like it came from this vineyard this year, this is what it is. And there is definitely some things that you can pull. This one's different because like the
Texas
traditional,
Viognier.
right? Because like the traditional things about the French grape, to me, aren't there in this one, which is interesting. Which I like it because it's different, but like this is like almost a warm supporting grape, in my opinion. So like for this one to be this crisp and fresh, it almost edges on the edge of like a Chablis or like a Sauv Blanc or something like that, like where it just has this really acidic, lemony finish to it. That's not really typical of this particular grape.
Well, and it's wild too, like the time I've been spending at Slate Theory and watching them, like especially during the harvest season last year, seeing exactly how they use these grapes and what way they're playing with them, because ultimately the grapes that are out here don't have that same history and experience and like longevity that they've had obviously in France where they're originating from. And with that being said, like it's crazy how creative the winemakers at Slate Theory are getting with this stuff, the techniques and different things they're using with it. But you know, with that, I will say, before I end up just sitting here drinking more and more of this, because I love all wine. I am not gonna lie to y'all. I just love all alcohol. You know, if we can just be honest with it. I like booze. It's a good time. I enjoy it. Yeah. So I say everyone feel ready to hop onto the next in?
Yes, please.
All right. So, I just love lost water. But with that though, next wine. I almost skipped ahead. Next wine is their 2022 Nebbiolo Rosé. Again, all the Nebbiolos coming out of the Texas High Plains. Nebbiolo is actually like one of the royalties over out in Italian grapes. Like it is a big, bold, amazing red grape. But of course, through a little skin contact maceration, beautiful stuff, you get a nice golden rosé, nice bright pinkish almost. And to that end, this wine was apparently voted the 11th best wine in the world by Vino World, is the name of the publication, if I'm remembering correctly. I didn't pay much attention. I was like, 11? But then I realized, the joy about being 11, we are the ones, because it's two ones together.
Interesting. So I saw some I like smart marketing. So my brother-in-law, we were hanging out in Colorado, and they're like, here we have this really cool coral white cab sauv. And I was like, oh, what is that? And then it was a rosé, but it was just that's because what they do is they pull you have red wine, they just pull it off the leaves early, so it becomes rosé. Tell me when to stop, but I was like, we went to like 3 liquor stores looking for this stuff, and then I realized later, I'm like, dang, I just got marketed to.
Yeah, dude, that is I think that is one of the saddest parts about wine is so many people are doing it. Once you find that one, if someone else puts you on game, you have to pretty much beg them, yo, where'd you find it? I want it, I need it. There was a Mosca Falero that I used to slang out at one restaurant that I fell in love with. And I've spent the past 2 years trying to find it again. I even reached out to the distributor that sold it to us to try and find it. Just to do y'all have any more? Please, I need some of that Mosca Falero. Unfortunately, we were never able to find it again.
This is pretty nice. Getting some strawberries from Hawaii. Found in the volcanoes underneath the Pacific.
Oh yeah, from that time you went. That was very specific.
With Mike Dimes.
Yeah.
Hula dancers.
Dude, them hula dancers, bro. That was
hula
wild.
Dancing. Hold on, back up. Nobody invites me to anything around here. It's like I literally live like 8 minutes away. Like nobody tells me
Well, you
nothing.
know, you busy. You busy.
Not sure.
Yeah,
He's
you be popping
like,
off.
oh, I'm over here eating all this good food. I'm like, I'm just right there. And you know we don't have no restaurants over here, so like, what's going on?
We ain't got no restaurants over
I'll
here.
come over.
Which is a part of the inspiration behind why we have so much food in our fridge.
Dude, so much
So
though.
much food.
Like, literally, I tried putting a bottle of wine in the fridge, and I'm like, ooh, now the fridge won't close.
Rejected.
Yep.
Yes.
I will say there is a restaurant nearby. Have y'all been to Boerne, Michelle?
Never even heard of
It's
it.
in Castroville. It's like off of that one. It's
The
like
next city over.
Hey,
like
we
5
on the
minutes
border.
away.
Yeah,
We
we
on
on
the
the border.
Anyways, their food's good. I go over there a lot.
You said
Dorn,
Dorn.
Michelle?
It's Dorn, D-O-R-N, Michelle. It's like a little, they took an old house, they converted it, and it's a mother and son, and they have their own little thing going, and they're good people, and they're down the street, probably about a 10-minute drive for you.
You should text me the name.
I will.
How late are they open?
But I don't know. Probably like 9, 10.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I think that's
Dude, being out of Fredericksburg has skewed my sense of time so bad because like everything out there closed at 6, and I'm just like, ooh. So now whenever I'm like, ooh, it's 7 o'clock, man, nothing's open, and I'm like, oh wait, I live in the city.
Taco Bell is.
I mean, a guilty pleasure. We need
Hey.
to go back to that episode because that's been a great episode.
They talking about straight Henny. I don't know what's going on in our chat right now. They over here ranking gruels,
They
talking
said,
about
they
favorite
said,
boozes.
screw those wine. I want to talk about
Yeah,
pancakes.
they're over here like, we got pancakes and Henny.
That's
Which
funny.
was part of the menu at Mike Dimes dinner. Nah, it wasn't enough.
I mean, we had Henny there.
We did have Henny.
Pancakes could have been a little different. Yeah, what about wine tastings or wine dinners? Do y'all have any favorite wine dinners that y'all been a part of, or?
I mean, shout outs to all the wine dinners I've been doing lately. Still shout outs to Deswa for coming in clutch and being the saving grace for the wine dinner I had to do that one day. Which to this day,
Tell us about it. Tell us
I
about
don't know
it.
if I
Day.
saved anything.
it has been the smoothest, easiest, most profitable dinner had over at Slate Theory History. And like, as someone who suffers from imposter syndrome, whenever that happens, I just feel so good. I feel like, of course. But yeah, so shout out to you, Miss Odessa, because it was my first time ever like professionally feeding 50 people, let alone doing so under the guise of a wine dinner, a paired wine dinner nonetheless, and also being in that underground cellar of Slate Theory. Like, we've all been down there. It's kind of intimidating, when your food has to match the ambiance that it's being given and the wine that's being served. At the very least, I was intimidated. Someone who normally only ever handles operations, as someone who plays the team lead role, having to get down there and actually, all right, this is my menu. I got to prep for it. I got to cook for it. I got to bring along a team that is where they're at in their culinary professions. It was a fun challenge. Like I said, shout out to Miss Odessa for making it all look pretty.
I did nothing.
Hey, she made it look beautiful. If it was not for her skills, they would have gotten Gilly's gruels, baby.
I'm just bossy. I just start pointing and directing.
So our chat is going off now, saying that wine is almost kind of like I don't want to say forbidden fruit, but it's just something that they're not so acquainted with. So what would you say would be a way for beginners to kind of get more acquainted with wine? What was the beginning steps that's allowed y'all to?
Dude, Nike, just do it. Honestly, people are so intimidated by wine because, I like to refer to it as the world's oldest art form and science. Because as Adesso pointed out earlier, there is a very strict science with it, in the sense that it does exist. But just like any other science, and just like any other art form, the only key is to just start drinking it and just start doing it. It's funny that it's my family popping off in there about wine because it is so hilarious. Whenever a holiday, a birthday, or anything is coming up, all of a sudden all eyes on me and they're like, ooh, so what does the wine expert have to say for this? And I'm like, why y'all making it such a big deal? It's literally just let's just buy a few bottles and drink it. Do we like it? That's honestly one of the biggest things that did draw me to Slate Theory, is I don't know if the camera quality is good enough for y'all to be able to see it, but the labels on a lot of these bottles are little ink blots or Rorschach tests, whatever you want to call it. And, their ideology these guys that own and run the place, they were born and raised as Texas farmers. They jumped into the oil field, backbreaking, sweaty labor. By no means should they know anything about wine. And now they do, but before they even opened their winery, they knew nothing. And that's why, their whole ideology is, to them, wine is the same as an ink blot. If you see a giraffe or if you taste honeydew, good on you. That is your truth. There is no right or wrong answer until you really start getting down to like the science of it. And even then, let's be real, the ones getting into the science of it are the ones that want to. And they're the ones that see the giraffe in the ink blot where we might see the aardvark. So that is my whole thing, is just jump into it. And if someone tells you you're wrong, just like we said earlier, hey, it's just fermented grape juice. I'm glad you tasted that. I myself have never been able to try a black currant, so if you tell me that's the correct flavor profile of this, I've never even had one of those, so I would have never gotten that answer correct anyways. But honestly, there's so much of it out there, and like, ultimately just drinking it with intention, building your palate by smelling stuff. The way that Fabian had put it to me is, every single food you eat is always a mixture of things. Like, aside from maybe steak, because obviously we were working at a steakhouse, you never ever get to say, okay, I'm gonna eat just an apple. Nah, you toss it with goat cheese and arugula and honey and balsamic, a few candied walnuts, and you make yourself a salad. Nah, go build that palate, eat an apple by itself, smell it by itself, eat a pear by itself, smell it by itself, and start building your palate that way, and just be intentional about what you do.
I think you have to not take it too seriously, and I think that if you're just starting off, I would suggest you go to a place like Rerooted, which is downtown in Texas. She focuses on Texas-based wines, but you don't have to buy a whole bottle. You can buy a small sample and be able to try a flight. And I think if any restaurant is offering you a flight or a 2-ounce pour, like my cafe, we will be offering, I think 4-ounce pours minimum. Then buy a 4-ounce pour or something that you don't know if you're gonna love. It's not a huge investment on your part as buying like a full bottle for $20-30. Now you can go ahead and try, okay, I can try what a Chardonnay tastes like, and I can decide if that's for me or not for me. And maybe if you try 2 or 3, you'll kind of know right off the bat, like, okay, these are things that I don't like, these are the things that I do. And the other thing I would tell you is, like, on days like today, like, try what, like today we have the spread, right? So what I did, because this one I'm not getting too much, I'm getting acid, like a light acid, and that's about it. I'm not a rosé person. Like, I don't have an appreciation for it. I think it's the devil's reject wine, personally, in my opinion. That's what it is. It's like, okay, your grapes aren't good enough to make red wine, if you want to use it for rosé, because Americans will buy it. Like, that's the European concept, is Americans like rosé, so it's a bad year. We've got extra grapes. We'll make some rosé. We'll still make some money from it, right? It's a profitability thing more so than anything else. It's easy to make, and you're using red wine grapes. So what I did, because I wasn't really getting much off of this, is I tried it with the apples and pears, and it didn't go. Like, it was too much acid in the wine, and when I tried it with the apples and pears, it didn't work for me.
You tried
so
with
then
the
I
banana?
grabbed it. Did not try with the banana yet, but then I grabbed one of these sweeter crackers and I tried that, and I was like, okay, cool. And I tried that, and it mellowed better, and I will try with bananas. I think it's just also kind of sometimes like getting that charcuterie board, or getting some fruits in your house and having those wines, or when you do go to a wine taste, like a place like Rerooted, they sell a charcuterie board, try it with that and kind of see what works for you, and you can start teaching yourself things that we all kind of figured out.
Yeah, I like the activity of what I do or what I'm eating while I'm drinking wine. For me, that makes the wine more so than the wine itself. Very rarely am I just drinking wine. Like, either I'm drinking wine, eating a beautiful dinner, or I'm chilling in my tub, or I'm reading a book or something, or at the beach, or doing this podcast. Like, for me, I think wine is meant to be enjoyed in action, you know what I mean, or with certain people. I think that kind of brings it all together for me. So figure out what wines you like in certain situations. You might figure out that, on a hot summer day when I'm barbecuing or something, I might want this first one that we had, the Boerne or
Viognier.
Yeah, so
Viognier.
or this rosé, I'm feeling it with the banana. Did you try with the banana yet?
I feel like the bananas bring out the tannins. So tannins are it's like the bitter on the back of your tongue.
It dries your tongue.
And it dries you out. And so for me, I try to manage the like something on this that's very acidic and very tannic. I want to cut the tannin. So for me, it made it more tannic, and I would prefer it was not like that. So that's again preference. Because you can either lean into the wine and do what and if it's gonna like I feel like okay, look, this is the thing. People call things passion fruit beer, right? But then like you taste it, and it's like okay, I think I got mango, I got tropical. But then you get passion kicker, which is passion fruit beer, which kicks you on your butt, and you're like, damn, that's passion fruit beer. So you have to decide when you're deciding what to eat with it. Do you want to lean into what it's doing, or do you want to kind of try to offset it? I don't know what's right. I mean, that's a preference on a chef's plate, right? But also, too, here's the other big thing. I everywhere I go, I buy a bottle of wine. Fun tip of the day: if you go out and you drink wine, you need to buy a bottle of wine. Okay, it's the best. It's where your value is. Like you get more. You're saving money and buying a bottle of wine. Even if you don't drink the whole thing, you can take it home with you. But if I chose this first wine as my wine, then I'm eating that wine with all the food that it comes with. So whether it's a charcuterie board, spinach stuffed mushrooms, a steak, whatever it is, I'm drinking that bottle of wine all night long, right, guys? So don't get caught up on like, is this gonna pair perfectly with my ribeye that I might have for dinner? Who cares? You're gonna be drinking that wine all night.
Yeah.
Just buy a bottle.
And also,
sorry.
Just because chat be talking about their favorite stuff, apparently my mom's taking attendance in the classroom. Shout out to moms.
Where's my mom?
What are y'all favorites, or what are y'all's favorite drunk? Because I think we can all agree that if you get drunk off Henny versus if you get drunk off tequila versus if you get drunk off vodka versus if you get drunk off wine, because I'm not gonna lie, wine drunk, at least wine buzzing is my favorite. Like, man, I start feeling myself, start rubbing myself down like, man, this is wine drunk.
It feels holy, it feels sacred in a sense.
Yeah.
Like I feel like what Jesus must have been feeling when he was.
Hey, now that's a good segue. This wine that we are pouring in our beautiful cups right now, it is Aglianico. That's the name of the grape used to bring this to life. And it's very funny because Aglianico is, according to bibliologists, the wine that Jesus made, like as part of the first miracle. And now it's a debate because it's either that or Mourvedre, I believe.
Black currants.
I think Mourvedre is the other grape that they argue that it was. But either way, however you try to argue or spin the argument, as someone who went to Catholic school for like damn near all my life and it got beat into me, he made that out of water, all right? There was no grapes involved, so how could he have made it from Aglianico or anything in between? But that is a little fun fact about Aglianico, in case y'all ever see it anywhere else. I think Aglianico only has about 14,000 acres all across the world that are being grown with Aglianico. I don't know how accurate that number is or not. It's just what I read in a book.
Fact checking.
Yeah, right? If someone's got the Google eyes, because there are some things that I'm just like, how did y'all come to that number? Was there someone that got paid or out of his own passion went around to every single grape growing section in the world and said, hey, how much Aglianico y'all got? But that is just, apparently, there are only 14,000 acres all across the world that are growing Aglianico.
I'll tell you why. How they know. Because everywhere except for America, wine is highly regulated. Like, you can't even sell wine. Like, if you don't live in Champagne, you can't make champagne. So that's how they know where the grapes are, because everywhere else except for America you do what you want. But in Europe,
Damn right.
This is America.
But in everywhere else, you can't do what you want.
As long as you pay your taxes. It's funny. There's a winery out in Fredericksburg. It's called Calais, spelled French as all hell. I recommend everyone go try it, go check it out. It is definitely a good little winery. But the guy that is there, he's the everything. He's a server, bartender, winemaker, owner, manager, distributor. He's all of it. And,
sound like us.
Yeah, right. But one of his things, like whenever you try to find out his story or talk to him, he refuses to tell you his actual family from France. But apparently, they are a major winemaking family in France. And as he was growing up, he hated all the regulation. You know, he was like, I'm an artiste. I am meant to create. Who are you to tell me what I can use in my canvas or what I can use on my palette? And he came out here to Texas, where the only regulation is, hey, just pay your taxes. And that's it. As long as you're paying taxes, you're good.
And your TABC.
Yeah. Oh God, TABC. The devil on my shoulder is that little TABC. But yeah, back to that Nebbiolo. What are y'all thinking for foodstuffs for that rosé? I know we talked. Kais, you said you wanted some banana in your life.
Getting some chocolate notes in here.
Oh, into the Alianico?
Yeah, maybe a little bit of I said black currants earlier. I was kidding, but some black cherries, dark cherries.
The dark fruits, baby.
I like a nice steak with this, man. Maybe some of those short ribs I got going. With some of those velvety polenta.
I don't know, Kai. Maybe we should try that.
Is it ready yet?
Fun fact for you at home who's not tasting with us, but if you do, the berry flavors that you get come from the grapes. If you smell things like what Gil was talking about earlier, forest floor smoke, anything like earthy, those are all from the oaking process. So this one to me, like I don't smell a lot of any oaking notes. Like it feels like is this made also in this slate? Like is it also made in
stainless steel? Like no, so it should be oaked. Technically, it should be oaked. However, because these are Texas grapes, and for those that don't know, Texas, while it does have a very strong history with wine, in fact, prior to Prohibition, Texas was the #1 wine exporter in the world. Wine was really huge in Texas, but then Prohibition, Depression, Great Dust Bowl, all that happened. So in all intents and purposes, Texas is a very new region to wine. So we have very young grapes, very immature grapes that haven't really fully fleshed out their flavor profile. And one of the things that a bunch of winemakers here do and have found out is like, you know how when you go smoke something, you can buy smoking chips? And so you're not actually using the whole wood, you're just using chips to provide that. Something that winemakers will do with stainless steel, because it doesn't provide you that filtration, that notes, the flavor imbuing that oak does, is they'll actually drop oak chips into the stainless steel tank as they age it in there. So while technically this wine is oaked, I am pretty leaning towards saying that it was oaked through the use of wood chips as opposed to actual barrel.
It has a very light oak. If you put your hand on top of your glass, you can like lock it in, swirl it, we'll get everything kind of aromatic, and then you can kind of catch it.
Bomb
I
it!
get a little bit of like cowhide is one of the ones like a leather smell, and then I get a little bit of like cigar. And so that is, but like when it's just open glass, I couldn't smell anything. I don't know. This one's like different. I just want to do something weird with it, like, because it's not so aggressive. Like when you get those really heavily oaked wines, I'm interested to see what the last two are. But like, I wish I could do like something strange.
Yeah, no, hey. First off, we can do something strange.
Like a salmon or something like that. Something who's
oh, dang, okay, yeah, you are going on.
But like when you try with the apple, it really didn't. It wasn't offensive to me.
So let's talk more about that. So the salmon, what were you thinking? Like a cured salmon, like a beet,
like a sous vide salmon or something. Salmon. Like put it in there, like with
I can see
that. That's a good idea. Like
the beet smoked salmon or something.
Like a smoked salmon, like something where you bring in those with like the light mild
with those
flavor.
earthy flavors from beets or something.
Exactly, and then maybe you put some like
salmon and beets.
Like an easy mat, like a puree of something.
Ooh, I can even see it with the lox.
Oh yeah.
Salmon. With
that's a good idea.
Cream cheese and all that.
And then you have like the crisp, cause like when you do the apple or the pear with it, it wasn't offensive to me at all. So I kind of feel like you could do a smoked salmon
so
or
here's
something.
just an idea.
See, I was thinking something smoked.
Here's an idea for our next wine tasting. We should just have a bunch of ingredients and we all make a dish based off the wine that we're tasting. To just kind of.
Hey, wouldn't that be such a cool way to clear out our fridge?
to
just be like, hey, we got there's smoked salmon here, there's smoked ribs there, there's grilled here.
Hey, welcome to Chopped Kitchen.
Yeah, right.
Look, I'm telling y'all, I am working on building a true kitchen studio. Oh my goodness gracious!
This is apple.
Yeah, there's apple and pear. Apple will be further on your right side, pear will be further on your left, and then bananas will be over the top. The crackers are Rich Tea Crackers, British imports, which, again, honestly, I was talking to a friend about this a while back, and he was coming to the realization that humans have intention with everything they do, and he was kind of heartbroken when he realized that, man, every time you talk to someone, they're wanting something. And I'm like, yeah, bro, that's life. Like, I am one of your friends. How do you not know this? And he's like, well, Gilbert, at least you're open about it, all right? You will tell everyone, so why did you choose this bear? Because I wanted to. Why did you choose British tea crackers? Because I wanted to. I like them. They have a soft spot in my heart, and I'm going to use them. I am always very open that I am a man guided by his inhibitions, guided by his intuitions, and just guided by raw spiritual power passed on to me by my ancestors. Because I'm named after dead people, you know? So, very important for me to live by them.
Nah, this
Ooh,
is
watered down wine.
I'm just creating a grocery list somehow. But yeah, we should.
Hey, he's
No,
getting
but
that
I'm like, what you
inspiration.
got?
He's getting that
I'm
inspiration.
just really hungry right now. So,
Look, dude, I feel you on that. I am ready for
Me too.
the roux.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah.
Oh, hey, by the way, Kai, so you got 2 weeks. Let me know what you need. July 6th, I need some of your jalapeno brine fried chicken.
What?
Hey, that's your buddy.
Yeah, months and months ago, we did an episode where
What day is this? Because I need to come over and pick up my
You
chicken.
should.
Yeah,
I just need one piece.
Definitely.
I don't eat a
should.
lot.
Look.
I eat one time a day, okay? 2 hours ago, we just
Say
eat. So now
better
I'm-
make you
I'm
good.
eating here.
No, we'll make a whole event out of it. Mr. Bo's coming back to Texas. But yeah, like 3 months ago, Kais had made some jalapeno brine fried chicken, and Mr. Bo said, "Yo, I want to eat that." And now he's coming back to Texas, and so, you know, the
He
day
said,
he
"I wanna
gets
eat
back,
that." Yeah.
I say we have a whole buffet day.
I'm down, man. I already told him he Casa Su Casa, brother. So come on through.
Wow.
Come on
I
through.
do like it with the salt. I like this one. This one's like, I think I bought, is this the one I bought? I can't ever tell because like I need to look at the labels.
Dude, I will say, okay, I love the ideology of having the ink blots on the labels, but man, does it make it confusing, especially because so the role I play there is more of the sales, the distribution, the marketing, the hyping it up.
Don't complain about your employer. Just joking.
True, but having every single bottle have all these ink blots on
But
it,
he's Gilberto. What?
it makes it so confusing to try to get the right wine out there.
He's gonna do whatever comes to his mind.
Look, man. Oh.
Hey, but that's what friends are for. Because then later I'll be like, you know they said something to me about that?
Listen, man.
No, I had no idea. Why would they? Oh gosh.
Look, the people that keep me in their life are the people that understand Gilbert is Hawaiian shirt autistic.
Yeah.
And we gotta respect that.
Yep.
Whatever that may
Gilberto
mean.
comes in clutch, man. I gotta say, when you're like, I got an idea, you can call your friend. You should want one of him in your life because you
Yo.
can call him and he will come in clutch and like hear you
Yeah.
out and then throw 15 other things at you that you didn't really want to know, but then it makes you think. So I appreciate you.
Hey, buddy. Hey, that is.
Same thing with Kaya too. Call Kaya.
I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite. I won't tell you nothing that you don't want to know. But I'll listen to everything.
Hey, Kai's is like a cheerleader. He's like, you got this.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Dude,
Like,
hey.
you call with your insecurity, and Kai's like, yeah, I think it's gonna be great. No,
No.
it's good. It's good. It's great. It's a great idea.
Kais is definitely that guy. Like straight
Gilberto's
up.
like the imaginary person. Like you're already over the deep end, but you're trying to walk. Don't call him when you need to walk back. He's gonna be like you, like go further.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey,
pushing.
but if you swim all the way over there,
It's mind over matter, man. Mind over matter.
have you ever seen
Figure this
anime?
out.
Yeah.
You will find your hidden power.
Like you could like table smoke that salmon, right? Like it's fine. They'll only be waiting 5 hours for it, but it's cool. It's cool.
But it'll be awesome. And then you know what? You
It's
don't
the
believe it.
experience.
And then it happens and you're like, holy shit, it did work. And I'm like, yo, we get
Yeah.
creative. So the next one we got rolling is it is called the Narcoleptic, which after this show is over,
What
I
are these
wholeheartedly
names?
recommend everyone to go
I didn't
look up narcoleptic puppies. It's the cutest thing ever. But one of the things that Slate Theory does is try to get conversations started about mental health awareness. So they name all of their red blends after different mental illnesses or mental disorders. And to that end, this is a red blend. This is a 2019 narcoleptic. The grapes used to bring it to life are Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre. If you don't know, that is popularly known as the GSM blend. You'll see everyone trying to recreate it, real popular. However, this is Texas. And this is someone that Gilbert fucks with, so you know it's gonna be weird. They add in sin salt. That is the fourth grape they add into this.
Said
This is
sin salt.
sin salt.
I thought you said sin
CINSAU.
salt.
Hey, look, we like to sin, baby. But yeah, it's like it's a GSM C because you know we always got to be a little different around these parts. Also, I like how our glasses just keep getting bigger and bigger. Like with that vignette, I was very kind and generous, and I was like, let me just do a little tasting.
You did
Let me
two
be moderate.
you did 2 tastings. Calm down.
Yep. And now here with Dawn, I'm just like, I'm gonna do almost a whole glass. Let's
I
go.
mean, they're going away, so can't
Look,
be that bad.
We gotta get them all. Man, dude, see, this is why I struggle to do tastings, is because just like Adessa pointed out, my mind starts flying in all the different things we can do, all the different things we could eat, all the different ways to not just make this wine shine, but to like enjoy drinking this wine.
See, I like totally jacked. Like I'm telling you, I rearranged the bottles if y'all noticed at home because we're organizing them in the way that I want to do the dinner.
Hey, that's why we
and
are
they're
here.
not, and it's not a traditional way.
That's the whole thing about that's
This wine
what I want to come off with the wine. You don't have to be traditional. Like,
Hell no.
Food doesn't have to be traditional. Like, do you?
Dude, okay, here's the
Life
thing with
is too
traditions.
short to not
though.
enjoy yourself.
Exactly. Have
Do what you
fun.
wanna
Have
do.
fun. Have fun.
Traditions and mores and all those things, how you gonna let dead people bully you? You know, that's what I feel about traditions. Like, it's tradition, son. We don't do this, or we do it this way. And I'm like, bro, dead people ain't gonna bully me. Sorry that someone 200 years ago did it this way. This is the modern era, and if I want to drink it this way, or if I want to present it this way, or if I want to do this, I can. As long as I pay my taxes and regulate myself.
Just
through
throw the whole
ABC.
Constitution away, guys.
Yeah.
Hey.
Let's talk about Texas taxes, man.
Yeah.
Bro, hey, shout out to no state tax. Boo
No.
everything else.
That comptroller gets you every time.
Dude, that's what I'm saying though.
Y'all lucky
Don't say that too loud, all right? Just
Y'all lucky y'all don't have a brick and mortar because I got a
leave-
brick and mortar, and I'm sorry.
leave the comptrollers.
When I-
alone. No, leave them alone.
When I got that lady's name saved in my phone.
Yeah,
Fine, her.
let's start talking about them.
Destiny, Miss Destiny, I love her.
Hey, it's your destiny to pay your
She be
taxes,
calling me.
alright?
So
That's why you gonna come by the office. You can put your 15
Woo!
taxes. Yes, ma'am.
Pickled ginger. I regret taking that back. Give me back to my chips. Your boy loves his carbs, you know? Pickled ginger was not it. Please do not pair pickled ginger with this narcoleptic.
I don't want to do this narcoleptic. That's dope.
I always, what comes to my mind is always
Now I gotta
spicy.
try it. Now that you said it was bad, I'm like, how bad was it?
You probably took a whole
Let me be
mouthful of it.
Come on, bro. I'm just out here just.
Why you look at me like that? Yeah.
Yeah, because you looking at me like that.
I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on some type of reaction. You look at me like, nah, I gotta do it. Can you pass me?
It wasn't that bad.
You want some narcoleptic? Some more?
I'm trying to try this.
It
pickled
was like
ginger.
great.
Oh.
It wasn't that bad.
Dude, see, that's how you know the human
But they
race
got tried
is
with the
doomed.
wine and saying it was bad with wine.
Because only in the human race will someone be like, ouch, that hurt, or ooh, that was awful, you shouldn't do that.
Oh yeah.
And a
I get it.
human will come right behind and be
If
like,
you have it in your mouth when you drink it, it hits you.
yeah, I'll be right
But
there.
Kais and I have the color that when you start running, we run into. We ain't asking
No questions asked.
So when you confirm that we're safe, I was like, okay, let me try it.
Where are we going?
You didn't run, so I didn't run. I was like, all right, it's that autism. It's the Hawaiian shirt kicking in.
Yo. Hey, never too far from a Hawaiian shirt, my friends.
I don't want to do like anything. Like I'm into like all like create. You know, I think the cool thing with our cafe, what we've been doing over there with my company lately, as I hear people talk about it, is like you come there and you can't get any of the things that we're coming up with anywhere else. And we're doing all the weird shit. So I think now, but that's the problem.
good.
But the problem with that is that now I feel the need to like play into the weird.
Yeah, you just try to outdo yourself.
And
So that's how you
that's
get
not
a
healthy.
James Beard Award.
No.
Because you're kind of isolated where you are, right?
Right.
But if you're having something that people are saying, I can't get this even in San Antonio, I need to come to you. I think that could be
That's
pretty
what
dope.
best
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw y'all watch the James Beard Awards.
yeah,
live.
we did.
I'm gonna watch it.
That was
That was,
an
look,
episode.
I feel like I have to put the disclaimer on it, like,
We're drunk.
do not try this at home. Do not try this at home.
We are extremely intoxicated right now.
Like-
Is it pay to watch it or is it?
No,
No,
it was
it's right on
just-
It's
YouTube.
a free stream.
yeah.
Yeah, I got some. I ain't gonna say anything because I want one, but I'm just saying that I just don't really understand. I just want to know how to play. I want to know how to play.
You
It
gotta
is a
pay to
game.
play, baby. You
It
gotta
is a pay to play, and I'm like, where do I write the check?
Let me put you on game.
All right, let me know.
There's this woman. Her name is Allison Slutsky. She knows how sad her name is, don't worry. And it's hilarious because her
She
email.
told you because you told her.
No, her email is asluts. That's her name, asluts at the name of her company.com. But she runs a PR company, and that PR company is heavily tied in with a bunch of James Beard judges.
What is it called?
Judges. Let me look.
Not Embarks. I'm looking at Embarks, my new PR company. Hi, Embarks.
Let's see here. Look, I'm gonna say this. Allison
Yo,
Slutsky.
your family is on one.
Bruh, right? Right now here accusing me of stuff.
Gilbert's
I was
already
trying
up.
to ignore it.
He just started, guys. Like we're
He's like,
we're
he's
adults
feeling
here.
good because he's on X. What kind of X are you
Come
on,
on,
bro?
because he didn't share with any of us.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm Colombian. We don't have blood. We have specific
But they're like, but
powers
it's your
running through my
family. They're
veins.
like, we're Colombian too.
Yeah, and they get it.
Okay,
They get
anyway,
it.
I wanted to go see that comedian Mike.
Look.
What is his name?
Mike Dimes.
No,
no,
comedian.
the comedian guy. And I was gonna buy tickets. Then everybody
Epps?
started talking.
Michael Epps?
No, dude.
The young white guy who's
The
got
white
like
guy,
the
yeah.
chiseled jaw.
And I was gonna go see it because I just went to my first comedy. I don't like comedies, but I went to a comedy show and I had a great time. And I had endorphins for 5 days. Total
Oh, that's
random
dope.
note, and I'm not drunk. And
That's
I
dope.
was like, I'm gonna go watch this comedy show.
Yeah.
Then everybody on Facebook was like, I'm going to the show, and I was like, well, I don't want to go to that shit anymore because now y'all are going. Y'all.
I don't wanna
I'm not
run
a-
into
I'm not-
y'all.
I'm not a basic bitch. Like, I'm not
No,
going to.
yeah,
I'm not
I'm
gonna do what y'all do.
Hey, cheers to that. We didn't
So-
even do a cheers this whole episode.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So I really wanted to go to the comedy show, but I'm not going because all y'all are going, and I'm not going because y'all are there. You know?
No,
It's not cool if everybody does it. It's cool if nobody's doing
I don't
it.
care.
Reach.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
I
different.
will say that guy, the one you're talking about, I forget his last name. I know
From
exactly what
Wild
you're
'N
talking about. Yeah,
I was
yeah,
watching
yeah.
him. I was watching him today, and he talked about something stupid. Like he's like, I got a white-proof scarf. And I was like, that's not cool. It's not funny.
Nah, that's his whole
He
brand
said,
though.
that's when the
But
joke ends.
all of his specials though are available free on YouTube.
Are they?
I almost watched a whole one last night, but then I got 12 minutes in and I was like, "You're just a crowd work comedian." Which again, he's successful. He's doing his thing. Big ups to anyone trying to make their mark on this earth in the way they like to do so. But crowd work comedians are not for me. Where all they do
He
is they're
a
like,
crowd work comedian.
Yeah.
You're right.
They just
Like,
get
he
on
only
stage
talks,
and
talks
they're
to
like,
the crowd the whole time.
Mhm.
So that's where he got the whole
Mhm.
like, white card thing, and it was like a whole thing, and then he took it to 2 shows. And I'm like, that's not cool.
yeah,
Make it
and
up.
all he does is, it's crazy with crowd work comedians because half the time they're just bullying the audience, and you're like,
That's true.
yeah, that's the bully from my elementary school.
Like, do you want to say I went to go see John Christ? Like John Christ, he makes all I'm Southern Baptist, so I'm religious, and he makes all like the Christian jokes. Like he like starts
No.
throwing in all like the little like fun facts. Like he starts throwing like Bible
Matt
scriptures
Rife.
into- Matt Rife. Thanks, Pam. Good looking
Thanks,
out,
Pam.
Pam. Yeah. So I saw John Christ, and I swear I've never laughed so hard in my life. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was so
A Christian
good.
comedian?
But he's like not. I mean, he's Christian, but like he's like that's like because we're Christian too, right? But he's
I
like
mean,
Christian for
are
real.
we? Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, speak
But
for
he was
thyself.
like he was like it was funny. Like oh my god, it was
That's cool.
so funny. And anyways, so I don't know what we were talking about, but that's what I want to know. I think it was a comedy show. What were you gonna tell me?
I'm
He doesn't really know.
Hey, he's getting sacred wasted.
He's on X. He's in
Yeah, it's the wine. We're starting to.
first of all, here's my secret, Captain. I'm always intoxicated. All right. There is never a time in my life
I
you will
can't,
see
I
me
can't
sober.
really argue with that.
All right, what's your non-traditional? Let's get back to the subject. What's
Mm.
your non-traditional Caius chef? What's your non-traditional, like not your typical red steak, 18-ounce fatty? What is it? What are you making for dinner with this wine?
Oh, with this wine, okay.
Oh,
okay.
I think I'm the one that created the smoked salmon with the
That's the
lox
last
and,
wine.
Yeah, that was all I had to go, bro. This is the
We already had that.
narcoleptic.
We're recording.
It's already put it
we're
in the
next
sleep.
part.
Pause. Let me revert back a little bit.
Cause it ain't apples. Apples ain't working.
Oh, man, what?
Oh my god, have you had monkfish?
Oh, gross.
Can we get
gross.
Can we
Yes,
get
yeah.
monkfish here?
Yes,
I
I
see
can get
monkfish
you
at
monkfish.
H-E-B all the
Yeah.
time.
All the time.
Rumor.
Tim's got it.
I need
Rumor's got
I need
it.
36 pounds of monkfish enough for next month. That's what it's supposed to be.
You probably do monkfish with this.
Mm-hmm. Monkfish. That's where I'm going with it.
Or monkfish is very similar to catfish as well.
But
so,
monkfish is like meat. And yeah.
Yeah,
It's steaky. It's like meaty and
it's
steaky.
meaty
It's
and,
easy
and
to
dirty.
It is dirty, but it's easy to treat. I liked it because you could pull it off and they didn't have eggs inside.
Dang, I should not be standing up on camera. So I'm watching the playback, and it's like me standing up, and I'm like,
Can you focus on our current conversation? Not 5 minutes. You can't go back to
Hey,
that.
I got. Look, I don't know what HD is, but I got 80 of them motherfuckers. All right.
What would I want?
All right, Kai, hit me. I got my dish. You go first, though. I don't want to ruin your. I think
I want some pork belly with this.
Good idea.
Dude, how you gonna steal my thing?
That was a good idea.
I'm talking.
Hey, pork belly.
Pork belly with something.
Sous vide for 56 hours.
Wow. Can we use your cold smoker?
Got you, boo. It's called the baby trigger.
Oh, you know what I like too? Y'all know those duck fat potatoes, those 1,000-layer duck fat potatoes. I want something really fatty.
Damn. Dude, you just triggered a core memory.
You're right though, because it's like it's a little bit acidic, so it's still kind of refreshing. Like it's not a heavy. It's not like a heavy like cab. Like it's not like a draw.
You want something to coat your tongue while you're.
Like
Because otherwise, this could almost be too much if you don't have anything fat. For me, at least, something creamy.
like them short ribs.
Dude,
like,
yeah, I was about to say,
gorgonzola.
I'm going
pasta
fish
or
and
something.
chips. I'm going fish and chips.
Gorgonzola cream pasta.
With a pork
Short
belly on
ribs.
top.
Oh,
On the
the
menu
pork-
next month.
Ooh.
I'm gonna call it the title of the dish is gonna be the Mirepoix.
Hey.
We'll take it. All right, we gotta go do it and we'll show up.
We could do like a gnocchi, though.
I like it.
Like a gnocchi with like a gorgonzola cream sauce and pork belly on top.
Bro, that sounds.
You'll never think
That's
Does.
it. That's it.
Let me put that in my cellular.
balsamic little glaze or something, like a little balsamic drizzle.
All right, a cigar. I know y'all are gonna like, my fans don't stay up this late. Messing
My
with me.
fans
That
don't
sounds
stay
good.
up too late, yo.
Hey, y'all need some Colombians in your life,
Hey,
all right?
hey,
We
hey.
up, we chatting.
So I'm gonna need some DMs. Gorgonzola gnocchis and
Pork belly.
with a sous vide pork belly.
Yeah.
Or not,
You should do a balsamic glazed pork belly or something.
with some like
Sous
chipotle
vide.
or something like that.
Yo,
I don't
that
like chipotle at
sounds-
all. Switch word. I'm like a lazy cook. See, Kai's be Karen. I'm.
Shout out.
Dude, bro,
we already
Kai's
had this
makes me feel
conversation.
so lazy, bro.
We have a conversation.
When I come down and I'll just see him using every station in our kitchen. He has the
Every-
smoker going, the
every
oven
station
going,
in our
the grill
I
going,
care.
the microwave's rolling. I'm like, what are you even microwaving? He's like, I just need it on. I need all the
just need
stations
I
going.
just need.
Hey,
The garage is
I just need
open.
activity.
hey, I say I don't care, right? Because like I was over here the other day for our salad. Our salad had like the goat cheese and we had like some segments. I was like, I ain't cut no orange segments. Like, nobody got time for that.
Yo,
I'm not
HEB,
doing it.
you got these segments
And then
already.
they had the segments already done.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. We gonna do some
Shout out
segments.
to HEB.
I'm
bro.
not doing that. But like, and Mr. Green, our produce company, they do a lot of that extra.
Hey,
for
you
us.
go, Mr. Greens.
I do Mr.
Dude,
Green.
shout out to Mr. Greens.
Sometimes they're kind of expensive. They're not really.
They
good
are
things,
so
but whatever.
expensive.
Not knocking.
Hey, the price of quality.
But hey,
who else
hey.
gonna get them segments?
Not me, because not me.
Yeah.
So but Caius would be like, you know what, this needs segments, and he will sit there and make them.
I will.
Me, I'll be like, this just needs segments. You know what? We're gonna just make this lip vinaigrette a little bit more.
Segmenty. We'll just add a little bit more pulp to this vinaigrette.
But let me get the microgreens real quick.
And then I show up and I'm like, oh, y'all are cooking? Nah, I got Las Palapas. I'll be up in my room. Y'all have fun.
Exactly.
Hey man, this is
Caius is on that art form stuff.
no, I just love to do it.
But my stuff be tasting good. But Caius' stuff is like he's on that Michelin star.
Dude.
Like, let me make some works of art.
We gotta bring it
Bro.
back to the hood. We gotta bring it back to the.
Me, I'm like, it's
down,
gonna be
man.
pretty, but it's also gonna be. I promise, even if it don't look good, it's gonna be like the best thing you're ever trying to put in your mouth.
Hey,
Right as
Alright,
we're talking
At the
about
end of the
it.
day, that's what matters the most. Is this going to taste good?
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
I tell my people all the time, like, flavor first, and then we'll figure out how to make it look pretty.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm jealous of those people. And shout out to the family, Ashley from Piece of Cake.
I need to meet her.
She's
You want lunch?
extremely efficient.
Can we have lunch with Ashley?
All the time, yo.
Dude, we're
I've
doing
never-
the jalapeno brine fried chicken day.
I have like
And
never
she
met
gonna
her
do
in
her
person.
German
We're
chocolate
friends
cake,
on
that cake.
on
Oh,
social
that
media. Hi,
Black
Ashley.
Forest.
I want to be your real world friend, not your fake friend on social
Nah,
media.
we all need to. We already talked about this. We need like a mastermind, dude.
Bro, okay, look, no June month or nothing, but seeing all these networking events, I'm like, I feel that it is my
Hey,
mission.
first off, he's not about to disrespect my birthday month like this. Once again, put some respect on June, bro.
I feel guilty. I didn't know it was your birthday, and I brought Winston, your cake. Is
Hey,
here.
she brought a whole birthday cake, and I was like, "Hey, who's Winston?" Like, like straight up. I was like,
Hey, Doc, no,
did
that's
she
you
think-
because
did
you've
she
been
thought
winning,
Austin?
bro.
Did she think? Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, is this like a play on Austin?
But Winston,
and
you
Ky-
ain't text me back about
I
top
was
notes about
like,
I might just you just might not
yo,
get a cake.
that was hilarious.
It might just be Kai's cake today, and I'm feeling
'Cause
real.
he keep winning.
Once I
You know
eat
what
that,
I'm
once I
saying?
get those short ribs out of the oven, I'm gonna feel real guilty
The
about
trade.
it. All right, so
You
I'm
got
sorry,
some short
bro.
ribs. I got some cake.
I'm okay.
Hey,
I baked like
you know.
literally 6. I got cake on my arm right now. It's so embarrassing. I baked like literally
Use
60
that
cakes
boss.
today. 60 cakes today. So
That's not. Hey, let's clap it
Yeah.
up for that.
Here, oh, I got this.
nothing.
Yo, that is impressive as hell. Impressive.
So I feel
Well, we
guilty.
I think we're getting close to wrapping it up. So we need
Alright,
to
Yeah.
Last
You're right.
wine. Last
education.
wine.
Well, we gotta do.
Oh wait, wait, yeah,
Okay.
we got one more wine,
Well,
bro.
we'll say education and wine.
Yeah,
Both?
we're doing.
We're pros, we can do
incorporating-
it.
Yeah, we multitask. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like you gave a lot of education today, though.
Dude, I feel like the
Extremely
whole episode's
educational.
been educational. I even got my sister, and she never learns nothing talking about how she learned stuff today.
Oh, thanks, sister.
You said she never
What's your
learned.
sister's name?
She not Carolina,
Why do you guys say it with the twang?
cause that's her name.
Hey, Carolina.
There you go.
Thank you for learning something.
Yeah,
today.
thank you for being on the show or participating, giving some feedback. This has been
Dude,
a great.
Before you give her thanks, give thanks to my mom for bullying her into watching
No.
Give
this.
thanks to your mom for
Mom
birthing
always-
you.
Mom is always here.
First
Shout
I
out to-
did, Mom.
She
I
thanks
sat here
me
and I
for
thought,
being
Toast to
born,
mom.
okay?
Hey,
you know, say
the
really.
day after Father's Day, shout out to mom. Now that Dad's got his, back to you, Mom.
Exactly. I just think it's like really cool sitting on a couch with like your friends and like seeing like what y'all are coming up with and like being a part of your show yet again. And it's an honor to see y'all like making strides, doing big things. Like,
This
it's
is
a
the
huge
wine
thing.
talking, y'all, but
It's
yeah.
not the wine. We haven't had that much wine. We've been drinking half the
Dude,
wine.
I was about to say we have yet to even finish a bottle.
Exactly.
Well, I'll say this: I've been drinking
But
tequila.
oh, that's why he's already chilling.
Yeah.
But I am proud of y'all. The show's awesome. And Mom, good job for raising a child that wasn't a bum or a felon. Why?
Well,
He's here.
I
She doesn't see us. She don't see us on Monday mornings, bro.
I
We're
didn't,
both
I
coming
didn't,
down.
I didn't get the, I
We're
didn't
both
back
coming
check.
down with
I don't
drill
backtrack
all
remember.
over our mouths and the shirt we had on the day before.
Hey, that's all of
and-
us.
look. So just because I feel it is my duty, your boy actually is a felon.
Oh my god.
So
You have to fact check yourself.
you're welcome, everyone, for giving you the example that there is a way out.
But what
There
kind of
is
felon are
way
you
out.
though? Like a good felon? What's the
I
story?
mean,
Clearly.
There's no violent crimes. There's no sexual assaults. There's
So what's the kind of felony is it? Because now I'm gonna have to go.
the exact crime was being Mexican in Arizona while Sheriff Joe
Oh my
Arpaio
God.
had his tent city. I was a witness
This is
turned
cheers to
criminal,
Juneteenth.
and then I couldn't afford a good lawyer, so
You
they
were
gave
what?
me a plea bargain.
Man, yeah.
I was a witness turned.
So what happened to my murder?
Nah, it was someone breaking into cars. And I was like, hey,
How do
that's
you
not
get a
good.
felony for that?
Because I got charged with being a patsy, being the scapegoat, the getaway guy, and technically the charge that sits on my record is possession of criminal tools. Because I had a lighter in my pocket and a wine key. So that got considered as a blade and a weapon because
That's
of the
messed
fire.
up.
Yeah.
Only in America. I'm just joking.
This is America.
Hey, that's the most vino shit you can ever get arrested for, bro.
Dude, it's
Having
just,
a wine key as a blade.
that's why whenever like
That's
I can't say it on camera. I cannot say it on camera.
That's low
And I won't.
key. Hey, we said some things on camera, bro.
We said a lot.
I know
But I'm
we
not
said
going
some
no
things,
pressure
but-
here, bro. No pressure here.
By the way, have y'all been smelling your
Yeah.
your fresh
You don't do
ground
that till, like-
Colombian?
I'm a pro. I have a degree.
Oh,
I don't smell until wine number 32.
Oh,
Yeah.
But I'm proud of you.
32, yo.
I
That's-
appreciate you coming out of the closet. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Somebody got screwed by the system.
I definitely got screwed by the system, but you know it's okay. That shit
Regina
ain't never
Tibbs, I
stopped
love
me.
you. That's why I'm happy to have you on retainer.
Welcome to
You said
the service
Tate?
industry.
Who's
My attorney's Regina Tibbs. She's the best attorney
her?
in town.
Andrew Tate. Okay.
No.
Shout out to Andrew Tate. Odessa's got him on retainer.
Really?
All right. What dish? What dish?
All right. Cab
No, no, no.
Franc. So this is 2019 Cab
Dessert.
Franc. Cab
I
Franc
want
is
sweet
the
potato.
father.
I want sweet potato with this.
You want sweet potato?
Yeah.
Really? It's like spicy. I feel like we need to like rework this thing. I feel
Well-
like this one, the one we just tried, needs to be dessert,
Hell yeah, let's do it.
and then that one needs to be the pork belly. It's spicy. Like
Dude,
a Cajun.
I want spicy everything.
I'm not getting spicy.
You're not smelling green bell peppers? Smell that.
Look.
All right, I'm gonna use because I'm not a.
Yeah, dude. Take a big old whiff of that coffee.
You're not.
Blast your palate
Makes me
clean,
want
dude.
donuts now, and I don't like donuts.
What kind of sentence is that?
You get green bell pepper, cowhide,
I love
leather.
I'm still getting figs. I'm getting dark
Fig,
fruits.
yeah. I get fig. I can go there with you.
I'm getting some oat, some type
I
of
do
wood.
get oat. All right, maybe we'll flip it back. Maybe like a cobbler.
I could do a cobbler, but I was getting like
I
a.
want to do like a chocolate.
Dude, I want
dessert.
chocolate bitters. That's what I want with this. Like some real
Like
dark
a pecan pie would be
chocolate.
good with
That's what I'm
this.
saying. Sweet potato pecans on top. Pecan crust maybe even.
Hey, what's that
That's summery,
dessert that's
though.
like mushrooms and sweet
Is this for the
potatoes?
summer?
I mean, next month.
Yeah.
I mean,
July.
we're
It's
damn
for
near
July
enough.
10th.
Okay, I'm thinking pre-fall.
Yo, is that what you're calling the dinner, July 10th?
No.
She said.
We don't placate.
We're not Walmart. We're not gonna bring the
There's
envelope.
two perspectives you can take. I'm sorry, as a business, there's two perspectives you can take. You're either all in or you're all out. The super is all out. We take no offenses because money's green. All right.
Hey,
And I have to meet a green person until the aliens can give me tonight. Yeah, we don't go there.
Yeah, I could do a cobbler with this.
Cobbler shirts, I can see.
Mascarpone, do like a cheesecake cobbler. Mascarpone cheesecake with blackberry.
Bananas weren't bad. We do like a banana pudding cobbler, like a creme brulee on the like a.
What if you-
like our
Dude,
butter
see,
cake.
I was
I
still
could
thinking
have
that
brought
chocolate-
butter cake. Why didn't
Yo.
you tell me to bring something?
Hey, nah, I couldn't. I will never ask.
Yeah.
I have butter cake sitting there.
Damn.
I want to do like chocolate though, because
I
we
want
did like
some
we did like a
cheese. See, I
passion
just want
fruit.
I
chocolate.
want cheese with this.
Okay, so look. Run with me
Yeah,
on
that's what I'm
this.
saying. Some
Chocolate
mascarpone. Yeah.
In Colombia,
Yeah, that's
triple,
it.
A triple chocolate cheesecake
That's
with
it.
a bourbon pecan
Pecan.
sauce on top.
Yeah.
hey,
You're welcome, America.
Yeah.
That's me and Caius right there.
this is
Collab.
America.
Can you throw some berries in there somewhere though?
Yeah, like some like macerated blackberries.
Inside of the cheesecake.
Yeah,
Dude,
like in the chicken.
Yeah.
Like a blackberry. Oh, a blackberry reduction.
over everything.
Blackberry reduction.
Yo.
Dark chocolate cheesecake
Yo.
Hey.
with a
Hey.
freaking candied pecan and like bourbon, like with some bitters, like you said, the bitters, with a drizzle, like a caramel sauce from scratch.
Yo, so I'm gonna throw this out. In
Write this
Colombia, one of
I'll bring it
our
tomorrow. Call you.
delicacies is
Please.
chocolate and oh yeah, it is this one. That's the guy wrong. It is you get a hot chocolate and you dip like essentially their version of a grilled cheese into it, and that is so good. Like don't knock it till you tried it. A hot chocolate soaked. It's an arepa.
Where is this
but-
at?
In Colombia. That's how they drink hot chocolate. Is they'll get themselves a little cheese arepa and they'll. I mean, it's so good. It's
But
so
you got a
good.
kitchen ring. Can I try that?
Hey, you know, I've been mastering my arepa making skills. Shout outs to my friends.
Arepa?
Arepa.
Arepa.
Hey, guys, what was that Colombian dinner? Can you resend that info for
Chef
me?
Jesse from Ocho.
Hey, Chef
Okay.
Jesse. I love you too. Me to meet her in person. We were all friends. We're Facebook friends. We messaged each other on Messenger too.
Yeah,
Aw.
Chef Jesse, shout out.
She's a shit.
You ever hit her with that ASL? Y'all remember that from chat rooms back in the
sex
day?
location?
Yeah, yeah, that was like the.
Yeah, but I would be like, I'm black and I'm 14 and I'm a female. And they'd be like, bye. Kind of fun.
Those were the simple days.
Dude, I used to lie
Yeah,
so
for
bad.
real.
And honestly, that ASL lie turned into my real life. In real life, when I was in middle school, I used to tell people I was a year older than I was because for whatever reason, being 1 year older made me feel safe and comfortable in whatever environment I was in. And that lie stuck with me until high school. I was like, "Pff, yeah, no, I'm 15, not 16. All right, so that has been 5 wines.
Did we do the education for these people? Maybe educated.
What were we going to educate them on? Did anyone say?
Caius was going to educate them.
No, we were talking about it was actually you, Odessa, that had the idea.
My gripe that I have right now.
Yeah, that's what
Here's the thing, fam. Okay? I gotta write this down because I'm gonna forget. We're doing a dark chocolate cheesecake with a bourbon
Yep.
pecan caramel sauce and mashed
Yep.
raspberry.
Yep.
All right, here's my gripe. All right, so at my cafe, we run like, okay, tell me as a friend. This is live. We didn't discuss this. We're running like probably 22-minute ticket times on our entrees, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. We make all your shit from scratch. Like your food is from scratch. Like it is a scratch kitchen, scratch food. I feel bad about that because I am a Darden baby and I am a Darden manager and I know better. Okay, we need like 12-minute ticket times all day. So I feel guilty when the ticket times are long, but I also feel like, man, and then no matter what I do, like no matter how I like have rearranged myself 72 times,
Jesus
stuff
Christ.
I
Amber!
thought was stolen.
That ASL is
It's
unfortunate.
Those are just children. So I don't get the Amber. I don't know what I clicked off. I don't get them anymore.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm sorry, Amber.
Damn, y'all all looking at your phone like you got something.
Because you got it. It's
Everybody,
trickle.
I'm both looking
Like you
at
get
your
it,
phone.
I'm
like,
gonna get it. Like we all gonna get
Yo,
it.
have you ever been on a dining room floor when an Amber Alert goes
Dude,
off?
I was in a wedding. Literally, the speeches started, and literally every person, like 300 people, one by one. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah,
It was
that's
bad.
pretty depressing.
Anyhow, moral story. I feel like, okay, I've done everything I can do to get the ticket times down. But at the end of the day, like we're making your food from 100% from scratch, right? Like
Yeah.
if you order our short ribs and grits, yes, the short ribs are sous vide. We still gotta like, get them out of the oven. We gotta make your grits. We gotta poach your the poached eggs, man. Let's talk about that offline.
All right.
Bro.
Poached eggs.
Because I can already tell you what you're doing. But go ahead.
Okay, poached eggs are the bane of my existence. So if you have a tip, I'll take a tip. But anyways, like we gotta do all this stuff for me, like legit. And my point to this being is like I feel like as a consumer, you have a choice. Okay, you're either going. And I don't want to. And Gil talked about a restaurant that like put a whole like little like pretty much a go F yourself on their menu and was like, hey, we're gonna take our time. We're gonna make you whatever we want to make you. I don't want to be like that. I want to get you your food in the best time I can get it, which is probably about 18 to 21 minutes. But I also want like you to have. I don't want to be a mass production place because if you think about like your main breakfast brunch places, your stuff's already pre-made. Like all they're doing is scoop it and put it on plates. That's how
Yeah.
if you're getting your food in 5 minutes, that was not. It was not. Made
Just
from
know what you're
scratch.
signing up for. Yeah.
Like, it was not made from scratch. Like, there's nobody back there cooking your food to order. They are just assembling your food onto a plate.
It might have been made from scratch like 4 hours ago. And
Exactly.
it's been sitting in a warmer.
But like your scrambled eggs, if you got scrambled eggs in 2 minutes, then in less than a minute, then you are probably getting scrambled eggs that were already just sitting in a hot well. They scrambled up and they're just sitting in a hot well.
I mean,
I don't want to be that place. So my question to the group is my gripe of the day, my whole thing, my education for y'all is I feel like as a consumer, you either are going to choose quality and I want a hot, fresh food that's made for me, that's with some thought and care and love, or you're going to want, speed. And I can't really decide because I don't think that there's a way to blend the two.
Look,
So,
wait.
wait.
I got you. You ready? Did you ever watch that show House?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you remember how Dr. House was known for being an asshole?
Yeah.
And how he would walk into a room and be like, bitch, you got cancer. And I got 30 minutes to cure you. You ready? And that always put people off. Would you like me to go in and train your servers? Because I promise you, the difference between 22-minute ticket times and 15-minute ticket times is a server that can sing and dance, is a server that can make you feel good about it, is a server that can engage you in this, is a server that can get your order in quickly and then go talk to you and make that time fly by. Because
Right.
that was one of the things that we
agree with
dealt
that.
with at the last restaurant that I helped open up. The chef, again, one of the greatest chefs I've ever known. Shout out Chef Adrian Abella. I love that dude. That is my brother in arms. That is my brother in war. Much love to Chef Adrian Abella. But that was what we were first struggling with when we were opening up was the ticket times as he was looking to train his staff, as he was looking to work out the kinks in his system, and more importantly, as we were looking to get busy. Because ultimately, when you only get a few customers per every 30-minute turn, it's really hard to try to prep yourself in that way to say, hey, I know I'm going to sell through a pan of scrambled eggs in 5 minutes, so I'm just going to make a whole pan of it, and then it's easy for me to assemble when it's ordered. You can't do that when you're not looking to be a mass production kind of place. And what helped us out a lot was me being able to sit down the servers and be like, look, you are writing a check that the kitchen's going to cash out. You are ringing in your eggs Benedict, you are ringing in your this, that, the third, and the fourth, while you're getting 16 other tables that are all ordering different things. In order for the bank, aka the kitchen, to be able to cash that check effectively for your table, you have to buy them that time. Have you ever deposited such a big check that the bank's like, it's going to take us 5 days to process that? That's what happens when you're working at a restaurant.
Chase Bank with $500, like what's taking so long?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. But it's the same thing in the restaurant though, is when you ring in that order of, all right, lady 1 wants French toast, lady 2 wants eggs Benedict, lady 3 wants our breakfast sampler, lady 4, she doesn't want anything but this appetizer, but could you make sure it comes out with the whole meal? You're writing a very complicated check that someone has to go in there and figure out how to put together, and more importantly, how to cash. And the least you can do is be able to say, let me get your order in, okay. The person in the back, they're wizards. They're gonna get it out in 20 minutes for me. And 20 minutes is nothing. 20 minutes isn't even an episode of your favorite show.
True.
20 minutes is, I'm gonna walk back to and have a conversation. Hey, so y'all from here? Man, y'all live out here in Fair Oaks? Shit, I know y'all got money. I'm still out in Castroville because, you know, that's my place of home. How y'all like to do this? And then you go through about 5-6 minutes of bullshit and they don't even feel it. And then all of a sudden the food comes out and they're excited and they're happy because the server was engaging, letting them know. Because like you said, you are going from scratch, you are building this, you are doing that. The server should be able to communicate that. And that is my answer to you is, let me go in there and train your servers for you. Let me teach them how to talk to people, how to make time fly by, because we've been here 1 hour and 57 minutes.
Oh my God, we've been for 2 hours and y'all still hanging out with us?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's mom.
Nothing.
That's the power of moms. Well, let me ask you this: do you have any like extra foods or anything that you always find yourself with, like extra jams, or do y'all do any preset breads and jams or anything like that?
We we have a pastry grazing board that we do. And like honestly, if your ticket times are taking a long time, and if I hear you bitching about it, I'll send out you some pastries for free just because. But I do feel like, yeah.
Yeah, I think preset or getting your servers to really sell appetizers.
That's why, and so we did hire a whole new serving staff, and
Woo!
this weekend, yeah, third time. But
Third
this
time's a
weekend,
charm, baby.
I don't know, maybe fourth. But but they did do like what was I trying to say? They put like they were telling people like I think it is communication, like Gil just said, like it's a communication thing to people. Like we put it on our menu now that says like, hey, we're a scratch kitchen, like thanks for the time, like we want to make sure your food nice. And I go out there personally as a shop and I tell them like, hey, I want to care about the food that you're getting. And there's a way I can do that, which is this way. I think that for me, the poached eggs are the bane of my existence. If you have a tip, I'll take it, Caius.
Yeah,
but I think like it is a thing. Like, hey, we have our 100% made from scratch brown butter cinnamon rolls that are dope as fuck, and then we have our pastry grazing boards, which are also equally amazing. There's 3 or 4 different pastries on that board, so you can try that as well with our house-made jam.
I'm hungry, dude. Like,
yeah,
bro. These chips, they are
short
not-
ribs in the oven that we're all smelling as we're eating the bread. We're pretending they're short ribs,
and
but they're
bananas and
not.
apples.
They're not short ribs. But every time I take what I do is I take a deep breath in, like. Oh yeah, short ribs are good. Anyway. But I do but I do feel like it is communication. I think it's the upselling. I think it's all those things together. I think it is finding the right team of people. But I think also from the consumer, it's like, okay, they have to realize that when they are going to, no knock on IHOP, I eat IHOP. When you go to IHOP, your food's gonna come out fast because A, they've got 72 people back there because my budget's not a problem. We're a small business. So they got a bunch of people back there and all your stuff is half pre-made.
Yeah, I want to say this because coming from the consumer and the producer, like, they don't give a shit about. They don't care
about our problem.
They don't care about your problem. They don't. All they see is, dang, I've been waiting here for X
and I'm
month.
hungry.
I could be in somebody's kitchen, literally sweating my ass off. You see me working for the last 5 hours straight in your kitchen, but when they're ready to eat,
they're ready to eat.
Dude, my favorite is those backhanded compliments where they walk up and like, yeah, just you can take your time. We're in no rush, and it's like, When you say that, I know you
What
are
does
in a
it mean?
rush. Yeah, you are hungry right
Or
now.
even though, or even being straight up, like, man, I am so hungry, chef. Like,
That smells good.
Yeah.
That's great for you.
Yeah, you know. So, I would say let's figure it out. Because there are ways to.
I mean, on that end, at Bohannon's, we used amuse bouche. We wouldn't send it out. The little candied jalapenos over cream cheese and little crostinis. It's all pre-made. It's all ready. Our bussers would put it together. And as soon as you get the order in, that's when they would send it out and say, hey, your order has arrived. And nobody would bat an eye when their fucking 36-ounce tomahawk steak would take 35 minutes to put together because, oh man, for the first 12 minutes, I was snacking on this little amuse bouche, and then I got my free bread. And,
that's what I was saying.
Talking about the educational piece, last week we talked about how Mark Bohannon is a country redneck. I'm talking like he's got the thickest drawl I've ever heard on my life. And in fact, there was a point in time when we had a Twitter account going called Shit Bohannon Says, because he would say the most redonkulous, asinine, like, y'all think I'm Hawaiian shirt autistic? This Mark Bohannon was next level with it. But one of the things that he said to me that has ingrained in my head, and I'm sure it meant nothing to him, I'm sure he was just rambling, but he looked at me and goes, Gilbert, these people don't pay for what I'm selling them. These people pay me for all the free shit I give them. So make sure that those crostinis are perfect. Make sure the cream cheese is okay. Make sure that there's rose petals in the goddamn bathroom, because that's what they're paying me for. They're paying me for what I give them for free.
He dropped that bar last week and definitely has been engraved into my forever memory. Because that's so true, man.
That's so true. They pay you for the free shit. And like 22 minutes, don't feel bad when, oh, hey, I got greeted, server talked to me, blah, 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 and then they bring out, it's candied jalapenos. Everyone knows this shit is cheap as fuck. It's just sugar, water, and thyme.
Jalapenos chopped up.
Yeah, and it just sits there with cream cheese. Okay, that dish costs nothing. It's not some culinary masterpiece. It's some southern finger food, Yeah. But there's a lot of different ways you can solve that problem. That's the beauty of
I think that's what it is. It's like the effort of building time. Because we want to make sure your food comes out great. And what I love though this weekend for Father's Day, God bless. Thanks everybody for bringing up for Father's Day.
Yeah.
All my raging fans who've been texting me, I appreciate it and messaging IG. But it's just like I went out there like with the defensive of like, let me apologize for the chicken times. And they were just like, this shit's amazing. The food's so good. Oh my God, I love this place. It's gonna be wonderful and amazing. We're happy you're here. Blah blah blah, and I'm like, okay, cool. Then it's not what I think it is. But as a Darden person, we as a Darden manager, like Darden taught us, you get shit out. Like you don't falter. Like it's consistent. The consistency and the speed is what it's all about. And so for me, it's like and it is different when when it's me, my own business. But I do feel like from a consumer perspective, I also feel like you have to know what you expect. If that makes sense.
No, that is and I'm also saying too, to the end of all the people telling you that, at the end of the day, people go to restaurants when they're hungry, and you're not you when you're hungry. And so someone's sitting there bitching about like, it's been 18 minutes, god damn it. The moment they eat that food, they're like, it was so amazing, chef. Thank you so much.
That's
and you
why
came out to the table.
Certified fat boy. I know to get my appetizers. I know to get my salads and my soups.
Dude, and that's why the server's so important, because not everyone knows that, but your server's there to be like, look, it's Sunday, it's Father's Day.
Wait, what was that, bro?
It's the server's special, bro.
Wait, where's it at, bro?
Yeah, y'all ever work front of house? Look, listen.
We don't got it.
He said,
wait. No, I told y'all, I'm Colombian.
Whole
Jesus
other
Christ,
side of
bro.
the table, okay?
Jesus.
We ain't there.
Yeah, hey. Wait
I
a
do
minute.
want to say shout out to James Moore from Full Belly. James came out to visit me the other day and he gave me a lot of good ideas and so we've adjusted. But I think it is, and I appreciate the collaboration of friends, like looking at how, things are like, okay, here's how to get better. And we're always, I'm a sticker, we're always chasing the better. But
that's the community though, is everyone just like, because, what I've noticed from my friends is it's never, here's how to get better or here's what you're doing wrong. It's just some dude sitting down going, you know, it'd be a good idea. I think this. And you're like, hey, I take inspiration from that. You have solved my problem. You have answered it. Boom. And then it always comes, it's the round table. It just keeps going where everyone inspires each other.
It's the Mirepoix.
However, who is this guy that, James Moore?
James Moore, yeah, dope. James is cool shit.
And I gotta ask, did the remind you of him or like?
No, I think it's just like the ability, you know what, for me.
I need a phone call.
Like for me personally, it's like I know these things. Like I know what I need to do for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went to school, I studied it, I know what's up. I've been trained, I've been in all the places. Like we've had a lot of like cool experiences. Like in my mind, I should be able to figure it out. But sometimes it's just getting on a call with Caius and be like, hey, or James or whoever, Art Menchaca from our group, being like, hey, I want to do this. Here's what I'm thinking. And like knowing that it comes from a place of like respect and love, and they're gonna be like, okay, hey, here's where you're gonna find your shortcomings. Here's where you're gonna be good. Here's where I think you have an opportunity to fix it. Make sure you do this instead of don't do it this way. Like, I think that's what it is. It's that collective combined effort of having a Mirepoix friends.
It takes a village, right?
It does take a village because none of us are successful at it. Like, you know, like it's not like, and then two, knowing like, okay, if I call you for help, you call me for help. Like, I know it's okay. I need to figure out in my schedule how to come support you because you're not calling me for shits and giggles. You're calling me because you're like, you need me.
I always say that my greatest asset with me being who I am was always just the resources of others. Just hearing from your mouth, hearing from their mouth, and just being able to hear all these other opinions and not necessarily take one, but just help it build my own opinion. You know what I mean? It's a shortcut to success.
Well, because that's how your friends, like, at the end of the day, you know, there's always that debate of like, did this person bite off this, or do they bite from this person, or do they steal that? And I think when it comes to your friend group and the circle you keep close and the Mirepoix of your friends, it's never about that. It's more so about inspiration. Like, even if I don't take your direct answer, that's not because I hate you. We're friends, bro. It's because you inspired me to find my own truth and to find my own existence.
And I think it's also like you gotta like not like as a friend, like, okay, we say every night we talk about some stuff. Cool, if we put a gorgonzola pork belly on a tasting menu, like he's not gonna take offense to the fact that I'm like, okay, cool, I drove inspiration from that. But I also feel like too, as a friend though, he wants my stuff to be as best as it can be. So therefore we're gonna sit here and have another conversation, say, okay, but for real though, like, here's how to tweak it, here's how to make it better. And I think we have to support each other.
Dude, I am like, honestly, I'm about to DoorDash some shit.
No, we got pork belly in the oven, but I think it is really about like short ribs, yeah. But I do think it is about having, and you know, I feel blessed to have the friends that I have in my life because like they come in clutch when I need them, and when I call you, like Amanda yesterday, like my whole front of the house like flaked on us, and like Amanda brought in her whole staff. So when I called you because you knew what you were sleeping. But Amanda came in with her whole staff, and before I knew it, like I had like 40 covers. I was like, I gotta have servers. And Amanda shows up. God bless you, Amanda. And you came up and you just like made sure, like, and then I've got staff for the next couple months. And I think like that's what it comes down to is like, you know, you have to have a network because like your network, you are only as strong as your network.
1,000%, yo.
Like the cheerleaders and the fans that are around you. Like at the end of the day, like all these cool people will come and like all these good awards come. Like I've gotten 17 international awards for cakes and pastries. Like who cares? Like they're not staffing my restaurant, but guess what? Like if I called my friends, they said, hey, I'm struggling on this. Like but for real, to help me. They're going to help me out. So I think that's what this is all about, is a collaborative effort.
I was about to say, that's the educational piece right there, is build your community.
Yep.
Even if y'all aren't as cool as we are, even if y'all aren't as great as we are, even if you don't have the skills that we do, you'll get there. That's the beauty of a community, is y'all are willing to suck together, y'all are willing to grow together, y'all are willing to be great together. And on that note, just start wrapping stuff up. What was everyone's favorite wine of the tasting? Kai, starting with you, we'll work our way down the table.
What was the third wine, the first red that we had?
The first red y'all had the Alianico?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alianico.
Bless
you kindly.
God bless you. I think mine's a favorite. It's like Viognier right now.
The Viognier. Hey, shout out to Mr. Steele.
I do have to say something. I have a very I don't appreciate New World wines. New World is like not European wines.
American wines.
I have no appreciation. Like we literally spent probably like 2 hours on it. We watched a video on what's the guy, Robert Mondavi, and we said how terrible his wines were, and we were like, we're not judge.
I mean,
these wines from Slate Theory, like non-biased, not because they're doing my dinner, not because any of that. Like I expected, like okay, I bought a couple of them, they were good, but I was like whatever. Phenomenal. Like if you are in Texas and you've not been to Slate Theory, A, it's a badass winery to go visit. B, the wines are actually really, really good, and that's from a French trained sommelier that will tell you like right now these are legit, well-made wines, and I want to know more. I want to personally learn more about them to know what they did, because the problem with American wines, in my opinion, is they get adulterated, they get played with to make them taste as good. But what I feel like in these wines is they're not overly processing them. They're letting the grapes that they have do what they do, and these are really good wines. So,
have you ever had a Casamon wines?
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
The black-owned winery in Spring Branch, Texas.
No, but I want to try it.
We're gonna go out there. I'm gonna take you out there.
Let's go. Let's do something.
I love Casamon. You too, bro.
I was about to say, do I have to be black to get the invite?
No. You are.
I've been living with you for a whole year, and now all of a sudden he's like, yo, dude, I got this winery.
You're a brother. He's a brother. You come
I left you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go woman-owned winery out of Dallas. There's this new thing they're doing for like women-owned businesses.
Ooh, you know what? You need to know Dr. Sheila. Retired military. She used her retirement to build a winery in Spring Branch, Texas.
What's going on?
It's phenomenal. It's one
I'd
of
love
my
to be there.
favorites. Slate Theory and Casamon, two of my favorite. And it's not a biased approach. It's really some of the best wine I've ever had.
Yeah,
This is impressive. For
I like this
wine.
shit.
This is really good.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is like, it's easy to be like, oh, well, you know, all the different things they're getting involved with, and it's like, but we're not liking it because we're getting involved with it. We're getting involved with it because we like it. Yeah, like
1,000%.
we only associate ourselves with success, with winners. Man, I'm not gonna lie. I think my winner for the day is probably gonna be the Cab Franc. It was big and bold without being annoying about it. Because just like you said, the New World cabs, 9 times out of 10 are just oak bombs. They fall flat. There's no nuance. There's no complexity to it. But that Cab Franc, definitely, like you said, there was green peppers popping. There was a whole lot of things coming out of it that had me sitting there being like, okay, there's some structure here. There's some balance here. There's some strength. And it's not just the big old bomb. To that end, though, what's everyone got coming up? What are we working on? What is the mustard, the sign-offs? Again, shout-outs, Kyra, for knowing all the truth things and for hopping into chat late at night.
Say before we start, there's an Amber Alert for a chick out of San Antonio, 7 years old, white female, Amara Benavidez.
Dude, shout-outs to
Pink
white
shirt
females in San Antonio.
Purple shoes and hey, pink shirt, purple shorts, no shoes on.
What are you wearing right now?
I'm not her.
I am not her.
Just so you know, I'm not being kidnapped.
She's 7, but if you see her out there on the streets.
Hold on, you said white female? Is that our next door neighbor? She looks 7.
Oh God. Oh no. I feel bad praying for you, family, because I can't even imagine if my child went abducted. That'd be sad. Anywho, guys, what are you working on next week?
Yeah, what you got coming, dude?
Next
Dude!
week, so, shout out to KSAC Executives.
Hey.
Hi, Ashley.
Marty Williams, Ashley, all of the above. We'll be working on the dinner for that group. And we are still pursuing our yacht. Mirepoix Yacht Adventure. So if you have a yacht and you will love to, we do need a dessert chef, pastry chef. That would be amazing. You must have a life jacket certificate or something like that. Certification.
Bro, now when we first looked up how to work on a yacht, you have to go through all these things that essentially all just sum up to like you have to be in peak physical condition.
You gotta be like. You gotta be.
My
assistant Beth is dope. She fills out all that paperwork. Send it to her. She'll get it done for me. I'll be certified by the end of the week.
I'm gonna say this, I don't think I could pass the test. You gotta be cut like an action figure to get this
swim.
shit.
I'm black. That's racism. Give me to swim.
Hey, Jesus walked on water.
Exactly. So he'll come give me.
Yeah.
Because he can't swim.
Well.
Which really.
And that's why I don't gotta get the mic right, because I got it right here and I was in the room. Alright, what's going on?
Oh god, I got coffee in my mouth.
So what's going on? What's going on with you? Let's get serious here.
No, I already said it.
Yeah. We're working on the case set dinner.
And I want a yacht.
and do it. No, but we get in there. So for those that don't know, we've been working actually really hard to put together a Mirepoix sales package to reach out to a bunch of rich people in Miami, California, and wherever yachts are stationed to get us to put an event out for them on their yacht, to the point where we just now started looking into Croatia's Yacht Week to figure out how we can get ourselves out there and get paid to be out there.
Nobody invites me to anything.
Look, we working on we getting the details going, you know.
I wasn't involved back then, I wouldn't be on the list. It's cool though.
Hey, but you here now though?
I'm here. And I'm coming on the yacht. If you own a yacht,
Yo.
I'm too.
Look at this. If anyone owns a yacht at home, you got 3 people that want to work for you and put on an amazing little event on your yacht.
Hell, I'll come for free. But Kai's is like, no.
No.
Hell no.
We're not coming for free.
Trust me, we tried having that conversation where I'm sitting there, I'm like, hey, yo, Kai, it's like, let's try to price this aggressively, like, make sure we get it. And he's like, nah, I'm getting what I'm worth, all right? And I'm like, you right.
Man, I shout out to guys. He be like, he's all about what we get, what we go.
Dude, not like straight up shout outs to Kai. I would not be here where I am right now if it wasn't for Kai sitting there being like, nah, dude, you're good at what you do. Charge triple.
Nope.
And it's not me. It's never me gouging people.
Nope.
Nah,
he told you every time he wake up on my events, he's been hearing the smoke alarms go off since 2 a.m. And he gets out at 2 p.m. and still sees me in the same position.
Mm-hmm.
I work hard for what I do.
Amen.
Yeah.
So pay me my money, bro. Quit playing with me. Like, this ain't easy. I'm not baking you goddamn pizza rolls.
Yo, speaking of which, it's Juneteenth. This has nothing to do with it, but Germany just paid reparations.
Well, America, I need a check.
I don't know what all this means, but apparently this year, Germany.
I'm German.
Look,
I got a lawyer.
Who got the reparations?
apparently,
When can I check my bank account?
Look, listen.
Stimulus checks.
My daughter is like legit German, so I'm about to be like, excuse me, Arbeitsamt. Hold up.
So apparently, though,
Paycheck.
here's a headline I read today. Germany has paid out $4.8 billion to the Jewish community in this year alone as reparations for World War II. So I'm just sitting here like, what does that even mean, though? Did every Jewish person just get a check cut out to them?
This is wild.
But
I thought I was good. I thought I was.
She
like,
checked the bank account. I'm not.
I literally was like, I had like $100 million for individual reparations over the. Yeah, I'm not Jewish, but I can convert.
Hey, no, you can't. You cannot convert to Judaism. To be considered a Jewish person, your mother has to be Jewish. Wow. I was hitting on a Jewish chick, and she told me, hey, sorry, my husband has to be Jewish. And I was like, girl, I convert. I'll wear my little hat. It's okay.
This one is talking too much. We need to shut this.
All right, what is your thing so we can?
Oh, okay, yeah. So the week going for the guild. Wednesday, I'm meeting with Onera to finalize our structure for me to be putting on their events at their luxury hotel, and I'm going to try to sweet talk them into letting me do all their nationwide hotels and do all their events there. From there, I'm going to be visiting the Edge Winery. I have yet to actually go, but I've heard a lot of really cool things about it for it being a great event space. So I'm gonna go knock on their door and be like, hey, I'm here to give you cool events, and just different things like that. And that's pretty much what I got rolling. Meeting with my team and trying to make sales pitches. I'm gonna finalize the details this week for the event that the guild will be putting on. So make sure to check out your calendars. If you have not done so, make sure to go check out theguild.net. Once again, spelled THEGILD.net to subscribe to our newsletter and be the first to be updated with all our public-facing events. And as always, if you need any private events, you need any project management, you need any inspiration in your life and people that'll make it come to life, you know you got your boy here to help you out with that. And that's what you got, what you doing?
Well, this week I'm in Dallas. I'm going to be hanging out with Concordia and Sonesta, doing coffee education, and then I'll be back on Friday. I got like, I don't even know, 3,000 weddings left on Friday.
Hell yeah.
But
3,000 weddings?
No, it doesn't. And I think I have one this weekend. I got one wedding this weekend and like 2 coming up next weekend and other stuff. But what I'll be working on is this menu with these 5 delicious wines. So if you want to come kick it with us, it'll be the week of. Let me tell you right now, because I'm making a decision. It'll be the week of July 17th. So it's going to be the 19th and 22nd that we will be doing our next Sukar Supper Club meeting. And the other thing I'm going to do next month, I decided today, got to price it out. We're going to be doing it at the Sukar Kids Academy. And they will be able to come take 4 classes with me and get a certificate, get the t-shirt. They're going to be a part of it. But we're going to teach them how to make their own, the structure of making a really great cookie. So they're going to learn that and be able to make their own, develop their own recipe for a cookie that will be their cookie. We're also going to teach them how to decorate sugar cookies, teach them how to decorate cupcakes, and then also teach them how to make a pie. So it'll be 2 baking classes, 2 decorating classes in the series of 4. You can take 1 class or you can take all 4 classes. So just please tune into our social media at MYASUKAR, Myasukar, or tune into a Sukar at Fair Oaks and you can kind of see what we're working on. But there will be a kids cooking academy that I want to roll out for the month of July because I know that your kids by July will be driving you crazy and you need a babysitter and I'm that girl.
And hold on, give me 1 second.
If I'm a kid at heart, do I qualify?
You can come learn on me. I mean, it's gonna be like a scientist. I really want to do like 2 baking classes. Like here, you get to actually come home with product, but your kids will come home with product or your adult or whoever. But if you want to know it, we're gonna keep them kind of small. Probably like do like about an hour and a half class. So we'll keep them in sessions about 8 to 10 people per class. So if we need to roll, hey, the more people that sign up, the more classes we roll out.
So real quick, Carla Hall. Y'all know.
I know Carla.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Carla's the chef.
Our guy Desmond Robinson is applying to be the favorite chef. She's running a campaign, and he's currently in 3rd place.
Woo woo!
So if y'all could, I think I'm gonna try to drop this link.
Here. I'll put it in right now.
Put it in the group chat. Vote for your boy Desmond Robinson. He's all of our boys, man. Desmond is an amazing big bro. He's also the one that got messed up with me on my birthday. Shout out to you. And we have 2 days left to vote for him.
Not your friend Desmond, but we'll be friends now.
Yeah. Add my boy. And
if you do want to vote for him, make sure you have an active Facebook, because that is the way you will be able to.
Who's 2 and 1? Anybody we know?
What do you mean? Nobody.
Nobody that's Desmond, and that's all that matters.
But I have added the link. I have pinned it into the discussion today. I'm gonna. Once this episode finalizes and becomes a reviewable thing, it will be in there for y'all to be able to watch, to look at. It'll be in the description. And then
Desmond Robinson.
Anywho's, everybody, that has been the Mirepoix.
Yep.
Your boy Gilly B, your boy Gilberto Casimiro Valdez Arias, your boy Chef Kais, your girl. That's what.
Hi. Bye. Nice to meet you.
Now that is a greeting, and we'll give y'all one of these. Thank you all so much for tuning in to episode 40.
40.
A guided wine tasting for y'all to look at how the professionals do it, how we get it rolling. That has been the Mirepoix. We love you all so much. Everyone give a round of applause for everybody. We love y'all. Make sure to check out our